Welcome to tonight's meeting here at Meeanee Speedway. It's going to be a huge night. Really looking forward to this class. The 6 shooters are in town and we've got 18 Super Saloons lined up for the Only Kawa Medal Recyclers Hawke's Bay Super Saloon Championship. It's going to be an awesome night of Speedway. Firstly though, I want to talk to the 5M pilot of the 6 shooter, Luke McClymont. Mate, it's good to have you guys here.
No, yeah, real stoked to be here and can't wait to get out there.
Now, we haven't run these cars at this track before. I'm not even sure if we've even had a demo. Run us through the specs of them.
So it's a V6 Commodore motor and it's like a sprint car chassis and just pretty much all sprint car kind of parts on it, just gas shocks or oil shocks so that you can't change the shocks, and yeah, pretty much turnkey, and it's starter motored. Yeah.
A few of you guys ran last night at Rotorua. I don't think you did though, did you?
Nah, save it for tonight.
Yeah. You were a mini stock peddler a few seasons back, maybe 3 or 4 seasons back. Is this what you went straight into after that?
Yeah. Straight after mini stocks went into these, and yeah.
So we're running the Piston Cup for this class tonight. We've got trophies on board for it. You'd probably like to put yourself down for one of those?
Yeah, that's the plan, so yeah, hope so.
How much are you enjoying this class? Why go 6 shooter and not through to the sprint cars or even a midget?
It's probably just the money side of it, but nah, I love this class. Everyone in it is all so friendly, and yeah, the competition is really good.
What year did you start racing mini stocks? Were you 12?
Yeah, I was 12, and then got Dad to retire, and yeah, that was good.
Yeah, you had to wait for him to retire, and then he puts all his resources into your racing. You've got an awesome looking race car here with lots of sponsors on side of it, so you better start peeling off some of them.
I obviously like McLeod Cranes, Tree Control, General Tyres, CB Caravans, Heinz, Dan's Engineering, Grimoff, Link Up, Chiropractors on Fraser. There's Rods by Reed, there's a few more. But yeah, everyone, and obviously Mum and Dad, the crew, and Nana and Pop.
I'll put you on the spot. Who's the driver to watch out for tonight then?
Don't know. 71M. Oh, 71R, sorry.
What about that 5M guy?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hey, we're looking forward to it. We've got a fast track here. You guys should love it. There's plenty of grip on it when the track's right. So good luck tonight, and well done. Just all the best for the Piston Cup. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you for that.
Yeah, mate, thanks, Luke. Right, as you can see, pretty cool looking race cars. They are basically a sprint car without the wings, the V6 Holden power instead of a V8. But I'll tell you what, they're fast. They sound great. I've seen them in Gisborne before, just never here at Meeanee Speedway. So we're going to cruise on down now, have a look at some Super Saloons, because we've got a massive field of 18 cars. A couple of late-minute drivers getting here. One of them, the 5 of Steve Flynn. Hopefully we can talk to Steve. They had to do a block change on that motor. They found out that they had a cracked block, and his father Mike, who is the main man on the spanners and builds the engines, flat out working on the spare motor this week. They actually took the head off that and put it onto Steve's motor and put all the bits back together. And bit of a jigsaw puzzle, but they're here. We'll just watch out for the water truck behind us. Pete doing a good job, just making sure the pits don't get dusty here at Meeanee. You can see we've got some amazing race cars here in the pit. There's Steve, he's still chomping down on some food. I'll get him while he's got a big mouthful of sandwich. Don't choke on it, mate. Bit of drama with the 5 car this week.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we've been struggling a little bit all year. Have had engine troubles, and finally figured out what was wrong with it and had a cracked block. So that was like Wednesday lunchtime. So she's been a pretty busy few days reblocking it. And fingers crossed it's going to be all good.
How did you notice that the block was cracked? Was it one on the stripped down maintenance?
No, well, we did some tests and sort of diagnosed it had blown head gasket. So just decided to, we were going to do the head gaskets and put some new rings in it because it had been hot. And then once we got the heads off, noticed it had a crack from the head stud into the bore. So it was kind of like, well, that one's buggered. So what are we going to do? And we had an old short block under the shelf that's been lying there for years, and Dad said, I think that one might be 40th hour over. So pulled that out and pulled all the crank and everything out of that one and had a bit of a measure up and thought, yeah, that'll do. So gave it a quick de-lipping and hone and hot tanked it and slapped it all in that one. So I guess we'll see how good it is.
What would you do without your dad?
Oh, mate, we'd be buggered. Yeah, absolute legend. Can't thank him enough for what he's done. I even said to him, we don't have to do this as much as, it is the Hawke's Bay Champs and stuff, but it's a pretty big effort to do in 2 days. And we only put it back in the car this morning, yeah, she all seems to be good, so fingers crossed.
You've won this meeting 10 times. Or have you actually won it more and you just can't remember?
Yeah, I don't really know. I know it was in the paper a couple of years ago that it was 10 times, so don't really know. But yeah, I've won it quite a few times, so it'd be good to add another one to it.
Our Flynn race team had a pretty successful meeting at Western Springs last week with a 2nd and 3rd place on the podium.
Yeah, that was pretty good. We had a small field, and obviously my car wasn't really running that good because we knew we had troubles there, but we were still pretty happy to end up with 2nd and 3rd, and Steve Cowling took it out, and he was pretty quick, and the track suited his car really well. So, but yeah, me and Jake had a pretty good battle in the feature there, and we brought them home with no real damage. So, apart from a broken motor, but yeah, no, so it was good.
Do you find it reasonably tight racing around the Springs?
Yeah, it's definitely tight. Like, it's pretty hard. Like, in that feature there, I was sort of just running on the high line, and there wasn't really enough room for Jake to even get up the inside, even though he probably was quicker than me. But yeah, track position means a lot there. So, but yeah, it's pretty close. It's good to go and do it for once a year kind of thing. But you wouldn't really want to do that track every week in one of these.
All right, mate. Thanks for chatting. I'll let you eat that sandwich. Did Mum make that for you?
No, my daughter actually made it. So she knows how to make sandwiches now, which is good.
See, the Flynn camp just gets better and better. Even the daughter's making the food. Hey, good luck tonight.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, we're going to have a talk with the 58 AFC Motorcycles Super Saloon of Peter Bankston, who was standing here just not so long ago. And Peter B's done a runner. He might be in his truck somewhere, so we'll just carry on down. Not sure. There's Chase in the back of the wagon, just putting some gear on. Chase is definitely a driver that could get a podium tonight. It's over 3 races though, so there's no feature race. So there's no 2 races with a front or rear grid to get your qualifying spots for the feature. It's all about 3 races, combining points, and that's really going to mix things up a little bit because you have to be consistent. It's no good if you win 2 races and bin it in one of the others. It's all about those 3 heats. We'll let Chase carry on and get dressed, get ready. So we carry on down now. This is the guy I'd like to talk to, Wayne Belk. I don't actually know him, so I have no idea what he looks like. Not even sure if he's putting his suit on as well. Yeah, we picked a good time for a pit walk, didn't we? So we'll get running out of the Palmerston North Club, but an Australian driver. Now, apparently originated from the Waikato, which is kind of like a foreign country anyway, isn't it? Belk Blast protective coatings, race quip, cool looking Super Saloon. Really love the way these cars have developed. So we'll just wait for Wayne to come out of the truck. Good to have him here. Huge lineup of Super Saloons. It's going to be some incredible V8 racing tonight. We've got Joe Ingram's 27 car sitting there as well. Here comes Wayne with the all-important safety harness. Welcome to Hawke's Bay.
Yes, thank you. Good to be here. Never raced here before, so we're looking forward to it.
Tell us your history now. It says you're originally from the Waikato, so were you born in New Zealand?
Yeah, born in New Zealand. Left there probably 42 years ago. Been in Australia ever since. And back here to chuck a bit of dirt over the fence.
And basically running the late model style cars over there?
Yeah. My son, we've been doing it since late model cars since about 2010. The late model is out of America. And this is based on those sorts of cars, but we had to change a few things when we had to put the bigger tyres on the back here, which was a bit of a nuisance, but just an extra cost that you probably don't need to bear, but we had to anyway, so it's the same for everybody, so yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Now, have you already spun some laps in this car, like in that configuration?
Yeah, I have done a practice at Tauranga, Race Tauranga, Auckland, Western Springs, back at Bay Park. Now we're down to here, the next weekend at Palmerston North. So
probably found it a bit tight at Western Springs after running on some of the bigger tracks in Oz.
Very tight, very tight. You don't know whether to pass somebody on the outside or whether you just let him go and try and get him going into the corner. But yeah, I think they probably need to close the joint up and go get the government funding, try and get government funding, build a new one.
Yeah, it's the history of that place, though. You can't recreate 90 years of history. That's really what the thing is that binds everyone to the Springs. It is a bit of a magical place, but it would be great to have a bit more room, especially like Bay Park is.
Yeah, for sure. I understand there's a lot of history there, but sometimes, you can't stick with the history. The history's always going to be there. It's probably time to move forward and do something a lot better.
Are you gunning for a podium tonight?
I'm always gunning for a podium, but racing on these tight tracks and that, you sort of got to... I just like to be a bit more careful, because at the end of the day, to win a race, you've got to finish the race. So we'll just sort of go out there and see how we go on the first set. I'm off the back for the first one, so that's fine. I'll just sort of judge it by there and see how it goes.
Should work out for you, though. In your last race, you'd probably be up towards the front row of the grid, and it is all about those 3 races with the combined points.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Just got to be consistent, not get too carried away, and be there at the end of the night.
You got some sponsors that you'd like to thank while you're racing over here?
No, Belt Blast, which is my company. Aaron, the pit crew.
AMB Bricklaying.
What's one?
AMB Bricklaying.
AM Bricklaying. He lives over here in Tauranga. That's about it really at the end of the day. Just my company sponsored me to come over here, so yeah, we're here doing it, and
How long are you out here for?
I go back on the 16th. I wasn't going there, but I go back on the 16th, and I'll fly back out here probably late January, maybe 18th or 19th of January, and go down to South Island, do some racing down there, and then come back and finish here, and then go back home.
Is that in that extreme series that they're forming at the moment?
No, I was going to do that, but I couldn't find the pit crew to do it, so I ended up sort of putting the pin on it and decided to go home for Christmas. So that's why I'm going home. It's just mainly for the Christmas. I was going to do it, but didn't really have the pit crew. So, and it's more so the boys getting the time off to do things and stuff like that, and it's pretty hard.
Huge commitment.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Well, hey, good luck tonight. It's great to have you here, and first time around Meeanee. I think you'll find it's reasonably fast track with a deceiving amount of grip on it.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. So we'll just get in there and see what happens.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. Carry on down and have a look, see who else is here. Bodie A. Placemakers 49 car. We'll just have a chat with Bodie as well. Suiting up, they're all suiting up at the same time. Must be a bit of a tradition. When you're ready, just casual.
Grand Parade shortly.
Grand Parade will be soon as well. Around 6 o'clock Grand Parade, and then at 6:15 I believe there is some hot laps for the 6 shooters. So we look forward to that.
No shoes.
Don't worry about the shoes, mate. Good to have you here. Car's looking nice as always.
Yeah, no, it's come up good. New car this season from Stealth Engineering, Mark Osborne. So, yeah, looking forward to sprinting some laps, really, especially here at Meeanee, one of my favourite tracks. So, yeah, no, looking forward to it.
How many meetings have you done in this car?
Not a lot, really. This will be the 4th meeting. Auckland, Kiki and Bay Park.
So you ran at the Springs last week then?
Nah, Waikaraka earlier on. Missed the Springs on the weekend, last weekend. Yeah.
You say this is one of your favourite tracks. There's a lot of tough competition here tonight for even just a podium spot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's sort of what the class is sort of about now, eh? There's so many sort of tough cars, and that's what makes it sort of enjoyable. So, we'll just sort of do what we got to do and see where we end up sort of after the 3rd heat, you know.
Some of these sponsors on this car, we know you've got Placemakers for the Yanga, that's your main sponsor, but there must be a few others that you'd like to thank.
Yeah, Placemakers, Napa Auto Parts are the main sort of 2, and then obviously myself, Overdrive, pretty much the main sponsor to be fair. But yeah, I appreciate all the help from everyone else. Coastal Signs as well. He does all the graphics and whatnot, so yeah, thanks to him.
Just tell me some quick specs on your power plant.
It's a Chev 434 cubic inch, so it's sort of maxed out, injected, built by Track Sport Engines in Auckland. Sort of around about high 8 horsepower anyway, 800s, yeah.
Yeah, plenty of power there. You're going to need it tonight, I think.
Yeah, it's quite drivey track, so hopefully it suits us 4-bar, and hopefully it's not too rough and we can hang on to it.
I'm loving these 4-bar cars, mate.
Yeah, they're cool. I think it's the way of the future for the class. I think it's the way we've got to go, and that's where the top cars are going, so we've got to follow suit.
All right, thanks for chatting. Good luck.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Cheers.
There you go. That's Bodie Abrahamson in this awesome-looking Placemakers 49. Hellcrow down there, one of the, I think that's Marty Hellcrow, and I think Danielle might be driving a Super Saloon tonight as well. Not 100% sure about that one. So Super Stock's on the program. Stock cars, lots of them. There's $400 stirrers money up for grabs in the stock cars. The mini stocks are also racing for the Piston Cup. It's going to be a really, really good night of horsepower here at Meeanee Speedway. 6:30 start. But if you're tuning in like you are right now on the live stream, have a great night. the wings, on the top of the roof, on the cage, or on the bonnet, and they run a 6-cylinder V6 Holden motor. Very fast race cars, and you'll get to see them tuning up the clay here at Meeanee Speedway tonight. The number 5 is Luke McClymont, 7M of Royden White, 11C is Kirk Hawkins, 15A of Chris McNeil, 17R Luke Westbury, 27A is Ian Blackman, 28A of Laurie Peterson, 71R of Boyd Westbury, and 87A of Paul Smith. Great lineup of 6 shooters tonight. But you check out this Super Saloon field for the only Carwell Metal Cyclers Hawke's Bay Championship. It is quality all the way through this field, including an Australian visitor. The number 5, a 10-time Hawke's Bay champion from Hawke's Bay, Steve Flynn, finished second on the podium last weekend at Western Springs. The 6B, the young pretender to the throne, Jake the Snake Flynn, finished third on the podium last weekend at Western Springs and gunning for his first Hawke's Bay championship tonight. The 6M of Gary Edwards, 18B of Jeremy Brown, 18M is Sam Waddell, former national champion Sammy Boy, and definitely one of the title challengers here tonight. 23M of Josh Verity, 24P Marty Hellcrow, seems to be entrenched here at Meeanee this year. One of the great visitors, the Hellcrow family, to this track. 27P is Joe Ingram. The 32P, all the way from Australia, Wayne Belk. He's had 2 or 3 meetings, spun some laps in that car. First time ever here at Meeanee Speedway, and we want to wish Wayne the very best tonight. 33B, it's Racing Chase Rodder. 42P is Danielle Hellcrow. Normally drives a saloon car here at Meeanee, but tonight in the Super. 58P, definitely a driver to keep an eye out on. Peter Bengston, the former Super Stock King, now racing and doing the job in that Super Saloon. You watch him go tonight. 85M, that is Dan Pollock. 94M of Caitlin Haywood, the fast young lady from the Mount. Unfortunately, just been told Caitlin Haywood is not here. 95B is Graham Strong. No 96B of Tunga Walsh tonight. And the 99M of Steve Walling. Now, if you have a look on the top of the roof there on the 6B car, Zach Josiah, our special guest tonight, waving to the fans. So give Zach a big wave as he goes by. Look at the smile on that young fella's face. We're waving out from the comm box as well, Zach. That was thanks to the Flynn family for giving Zach the chance to ride around on that Grand Parade lap. And that is the Make-A-Wish Foundation that made it all happen. We love Make-A-Wish. Those sort of foundations are so important to our young people. And just to see Zach's face and how much he was smiling on top of that 6B car, that was worth it. There's plenty of horsepower tonight. The V8s in the Super Saloons for that Hawke's Bay Championship, thanks to only Carwell Metal Recyclers, and the Piston Cup for the 6 shooters, and also our mini stock kids tonight racing for the Piston Cup. And we've seen some hard and fast racing from our mini stocks, and I guarantee you it will be the same tonight. Dramas for the 5B car early this week. On Wednesday, they were trying to diagnose what the engine issues have been in that car. They eventually found out that the 6B Super Saloon had a cracked block. Now, Mike Flynn, the father of Stephen Grant, he thought to himself, now I'm sure with that engine that we've got sitting under the bench that's been there for 3 or 4 years, I'm sure that's the right sort of engine that we could use as a donor. So Mike went to work, stripped it down, took the block off it, checked the bore, checked everything to see that it was all right, and used all the good bits from Steve's motor with the new block and built up an engine for Steve to run tonight. We did an interview with Steve in the pits earlier before. He said he hopes everything's all right. I'm sure Mike's done up all the nuts and bolts, and don't be surprised if the 5B of Steve Flynn is heading in the right direction for an 11th Hawke's Bay Championship win.
As always, we give away lots of prizes here at the Speedway on the Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar text phone hotline. Now, you must have that number in your phone. If you haven't, you need to put it in now. So if you want to open up your phone to your contacts page and just write Speedway or whatever you want to call it, do that now. I'll give you a second to sort that, because we've got some great prizes up here in the com box to give away. So it's an 021 number, and it's followed by 027 17438. 021 027 17438. As we always say, you don't have to be a racer to be a winner at Meeanee Speedway. We'll let you listen to the sights, the sounds, the awesomeness. That is Six Shooters, Hot Laps. Wow, how about that? That's just hot laps. Can't wait till they get some heat race going for the Piston Cup tonight. Remember, you are welcome to come into the pits at some stage during the meeting. Please be aware that it's very busy in there at times. So if you've got the kids with you, please make sure that they are well supervised. You must have covered footwear if you're coming into the pits. It is a no smoking, no vaping stadium. There is an area by the club rooms in the enclosure that you can go and vape or smoke. And there is areas behind the grandstands on the Napier and Hastings sides as well. If you're getting a little bit hungry, we've got lots of great food stalls around the track. Hughesy's Chicken Shack, there's a few people hanging out the front of that, getting ready for some tasty chicken. Maybe you want to go and see Kevin for his delicious potato to go kiosk, where those baked spuds really are an entire meal on their own. Or you might want to see Donna at Caffeine and Chills for a nice flat white hot chocolate. Whatever else they've got going on there, you might not. You might just want a black coffee as well. That's over there on the Hastings side. Doesn't look like we've got gala caterers on the Hastings side tonight, but we definitely have them up there on Frank's Bank with the two caravans. That's down there on turns 1 and 2 in the grassed area, and in beside the grandstands here on the Napier side, as always. They do coffees and ice creams and things like that around there as well. Or you could come into the pit area, and down by the club rooms we've got Shani's world famous here at Meeanee Speedway Rib Shack Truck. So there's no reason to go hungry or thirsty here at Meeanee Speedway. Lots of great prizes, I said that before. Thanks to Chris and Kerry Sullivan. They are our naming rights text phone sponsors through the Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar. We've got vouchers for them. We've got Rosie O'Grady's Irish Pub Taradale vouchers. I have got Creative Treasures, unique souvenirs in Kiwiana. It's a really cool shop in Hastings. And throughout this month, each week leading up to Christmas, I will be doing a post with all my text phone sponsors. The first one of those that'll come up will be Creative Treasures. Really cool sport that's kicked off big time here in Hawke's Bay. It's pickleball. if you like playing with a bat and ball and you want to find something that gives you a little bit of exercise without it being too strenuous, and you just like to spend some time out in the beautiful Hawke's Bay sunshine, pickleball could be the sport for you. I've got 2 of those vouchers to give away. That entitles up to 12 people a free session of learn how to play pickleball. They supply all the gear, and you just grab all your mates and you turn up and you go and have some great fun. I also have, thanks to Shark City side, that is where country meets city, really cool venue there just in Stortford Lodge. I've got some vouchers of those to give away. And thanks to Wayne Stewart, one of our resident photographers here at Meeanee Speedway, he's given me a whole stack of beautiful colour photos, A4 sized photos, and there is a lot of them here. We've got an awesome Steve Flynn, Peter Bankston side-by-side racing Super Saloon photo, signed by both the drivers. I've got that to give away. I've got a street stock crash photo. I've got a TQ roll photo of the Dwayne Todd going over. I've got one individual one of Peter Bankston. We've got Graham Strong Super Saloon photos. We've got saloon car photos. I've got lots of stuff. Well, there's sidecar ones here as well. Bradley Penn stock car photo. And even a mini stock photo of Lachlan Timmins and Memphis Trengrove. I've got to mention a couple of the Hawke's Bay boys that went to Robertson Prestige International Speedway last weekend and raced in a Mid-East Select stock car team. Now, it was a hastily put together team and encompassed 2 Gisborne drivers, Bruce Harding and Jaden Jarvis, and also a Palmerston North driver, Jaden Hall. The manager was Andrew Powell, the reserve was Richard Waddy, but Royden Hind and Gibson Tout were part of that team as well. And I'll tell you, the boys did absolutely awesome. It's probably one of the most fun and exciting stock car teams meetings that I've commentated. And we have a look at the results there from our Mid-East Select. They managed to score 125 points in qualifying. The first team that they turned over was the Waikato Raiders team. And then they come up against a Palmerston North team, the Manawatu Steelers, and they turn them over as well, which put them into the 3rd and 4th place chance to get a podium, and they managed to turn over the Stormers. So it was just a great night. 3 unbeaten teams races for the Mid-East Select. Not bad for a team that kind of just met up in the pits that night. Loved it. It was a great meeting. Those of you that were there would have enjoyed it, or if you watched it on the live stream, it was definitely worth the money. So tonight, a little change of the program. If you've got a program there, we have already had our parade and our hot laps. So if you want to take the stock cars race out of that program, that's event 2. That race has been put down at event 18 at the very end of the night. That becomes the feature race. So we will start with event 3 on the program next, which will be the Hawke's Bay Super Saloon Championship, thanks to Onikawa Metal Recyclers. Sorry, I'm getting ahead. Youth Mini Stocks, Heat 1, 007 Paintball. Can't even follow my own program. And then we'll get underway with the first of our Onikawa Metal Recyclers Super Saloons. And all those championship races for the Super Saloons tonight will be 15 laps. It's going to be an absolute massive night of Speedway. The track looks amazing. The crews have worked hard because, as we know, there's been a lot of rain here in Hawke's Bay. Very, very hard to get that moisture content right. You don't want the track to be too wet underneath. You don't want it to be too wet on top. Looks at the moment like they've just got it right at the moment. So it's going to be some good racing, hard, fast racing. We're not too far away from getting onto a start. If we have a look at the clock, we've just gone 6:23, around about 6-7 minutes to go for race number 1, Youth Mini Stocks 007 Paintball. Get texting tonight when we throw out those comps as well. You definitely want to win some prizes here.
Sexy. One, two, three, let's go. Sexy. Sexy. One, two, three, let's go.
Dummy Grid is filling up with mini stocks. We won't be too far away from our first race of the night. Brought to you by 007 Paintball. I'll tell you what, 007 Paintball is a fantastic place to take your workmates, your families. Yeah, you might have a bit of Christmas angst and you want to go and let off some steam. Well, you go to 007 Paintball, and that is based down at the back end of the showgrounds in Hastings. Also sponsors of our pit gate down here, the 007 Paintball Pit Gate. Check it out. They're online, Facebook, websites. Do you love your Speedway? Do you want to be involved in Speedway? I'll tell you how you could do that. Speedway around the country is crying out for volunteers. We need new people to come in and learn jobs on how to run a Speedway meeting during the night. And we're doing a recruitment drive for some volunteers. And if you're interested in Speedway and you think, yeah, you know what, I could learn to be an assistant referee, I could be a tow truck driver, I could do this, I could do that. Well, you just need to come up the steps by the combox tonight and you go and talk to a guy called Bill Clarkson, and that's his job tonight. He's here basically to do a recruitment drive for volunteers, and we would love some of you out in the crowd to come and put your hand up and say, you know what, I want to see Speedway from the other side of the fence. It's a fantastic sport to be involved in. It's a big family. And talking of families, they'll all be watching this first race right now. It is mini stocks out on the track, thanks to 007 Paintball. I will mention that volunteer recruitment drive again later on tonight. Also, remember too, if you win one of our text phone prizes, you get text back a 4-digit code. You need to bring the phone with you up into the comm box. Now, the commentator box, if you're not sure where it is, we're down here in the pits on turn 3, the entry to the corner. It's that green building. And you come up the steps with your phone, you knock on the door, you talk to Ian, you show him that code, and you get to take your prize away. So good luck. We certainly hope you win something tonight. Thanks to Puckify Autos and Hughesy's Chicken Shack, we got $400 rollover money. Well, Stirrers money. I'll correct myself there. Stirrers money tonight for the stock car class. That's a good prize. Someone will get to score that $400 cash, and Greg Zahn and myself will do a little bit of a conflab after the meeting and decide who we think that stirrer of the night is to take that $400 away. Thanks to Puckify Autos, Hughesy's Chicken Shack. We've got some cool things lined up for our stock cars tonight. The first race, which is around event number 6, it's going to be a 4-wide start. Not just your 2x2 like we're seeing right now with our Piston Cup mini stocks, but a 4-wide start for stock cars in their first race tonight. Second one will be a 3-wide start, and then the feature later on tonight will just be the normal 2x2. Feature race stickers up for grabs tonight as well. Not for all the classes. Super Saloons are running a point system, so we won't run a feature for them. Mini stocks have got a 4-race format, so no feature race sticker for the mini stocks tonight either. Mini Stocks, race 1 of your program tonight, thanks to 007 Paintball. Kids, if you want to go Speedway racing, you need to hound your parents, and maybe you'll get a mini stock under the Christmas tree on December the 25th. 12 to 17 years of age. Don't let up. Tell them every day leading up to Christmas. Get yourself one of these awesome race cars. Here we go. 29 is on pole position. Jacob Martin as they drop the green this time. Race 1 lights go green. It was a late start. That allowed Martin to get the run down into turn 1, but Butcher slides back up the inside in the 98 car. Then it's the very fast 88R of Cohen Wright. Wright will look for the momentum around the outside. Here comes Butch. Butch goes to the outside and Cohen Wright slips down the inside in the 88. Then it's the 9 car of Aaron McCann in 4th. 5th place is the 11R of Jack Cunningham. 66 of Cullen Smith is there also. So is the 88 of Memphis Tringgrove from Hawke's Bay. 3 wide off turn 2. Side by side down the back straight into turn 3, and it's Cohen Wright who's made the gap on the inside. And here comes Butch. What a move for the 98 of Butch. Third to first, contact there with Wright and Martin. Cunningham will close up in the 11R. He dives to the inside. Then it's the 66 of Smith, the 9 car of McCann. Tringgrove in the 88. Ryan and Dittmar there in the 14 car. Track looks beautiful right now. Plenty of battling going on in the pack as well. There's the 11B car. Liam Danielson. So that 11B car, definitely Thomas Blair. Don't know why they've got Liam's name down there. Thomas Blair in the 11B. Just need to refix that up on our screen as we go back to the race lead, and it's still the 98. Butcher doing the business. But he has got Cohen Wright on the back bumper down into turn 3. Wright throws it sideways. Butcher's got to be cautious not to slide up high off turn 4. There's a lap car in front, Kira Lee Marshall in the 99, who's got the advantage there. Wright gets caught up in behind Marshall, makes his move to the inside. It's Butcher that got held up. Well, there's some serious smoke going on out there. Someone's burning a clutch or something like that. Could be that 62 car of Cage Foster. Let's have a look at the laps, ticking them by. 4 to go this time. Cohen Wright starting to check out this big field of mini stocks racing for the Piston Cup tonight. Cohen Wright has already had podiums and championships at this track. Making his way through turn 4. Catching the back markers now as he looks to get by Peyton Swinnell in the 16. Goes right round the outside. Butcher can't match the pace. Back there in second place with the 11R of Cunningham third. 9 of McCann, 66 Smith, and Ryan Dittmar now has moved into the top 6. Well, it's getting busy for the race leader. Lily Smith is looking to be the next victim there as Cohen Wright tries to find a way through. He's actually zigzagging down the main straight. Where do I go? Inside, outside. He gets around one of them. He's still got Smith in front there in that 33 car, and his Butcher closing in the 98. There'll only be 1 to go next time by. White flag about to come out for heat 1 for mini stocks. Awesome little 1200 race cars. You can see how fast they are. 22.6 seconds. In fact, fastest laps around 20.0. 22.0, I'll correct myself. And Cohen Wright, the big slide job down the inside on the final turn. Butch has closed the gap, but he's not going to be close enough. Heat 1 of the Piston Cup for the 88R of Cohen Wright. 98B Deegan Butcher second. 11R Jack Cunningham will finish up in third. 9B Aaron McCann is fourth. 14B Ryan Dittmar for fifth. 66B Cullen Smith will finish sixth. 88H Ethan Whitaker for seventh. 21W Cullen Gregory will finish eighth with the ninth place for the 48B of Riley McLaughlin. And a top 10 for the 11B of Thomas Blair. So they just need to correct that on our screen because Liam hasn't raced here for a long time. Got some interesting names on there. Well done though, 88R Cohen Wright. We knew he'd be fast. He proved to be so, taking the victory in the 007 Paintball Mini Stocks Piston Cup Heat 1. Well, when you can hear that awesome thump, thump, thump of V8 motor, and you look out the back window in the comm box, you know it's Super Saloons. Onikawa Metal Recyclers, Hawke's Bay Super Saloon Championship, event number 1, Heat 1, 15 laps. That is up next. And I'll be giving away some prizes after that race as well. Super Saloons out on the racetrack. Let's have a look at the grid lineup. Starting on grid position 1 and heat number 1 for this Hawke's Bay title, the 42p of Danielle Halcrow. Grid 2, the awesome 58p of Peter Bengston. Grid 3, the 27p of Joe Ingram. Grid number 4, the 24p of Martin Halcrow. Grid 5 will be the 85M of Dan Pollock. Grid 6 for the 18M of Sam Waddell. Grid 7, the immaculate 49A of Bodie Abrahamson. Grid number 8 for the 99M of Steve Walling. Grid 9 for the 33B of Chase Rodder. Grid 10, the 21B. That is, I think, being driven by Graham Strong tonight, that 21 car. Just confirm that. No, Graham Strong in the 95, so it'll be Johnny Brown or Jeremy Brown in that 95 car. Wait until the transponder name comes up on our list. Grid 12, big drive needed for the 6B of Jacob Flynn. Grid 13, the Australian visitor, the number 32, racing out of the Palmerston North Club, Wayne Belk. And grid 14 will be the 5B of Steve Flynn, the 10-time Hawke's Bay champion who had to do some serious motor work to that car. And because this is a Super Saloon race, my first giveaway tonight is going to be that impressive Steve Flynn Peter Bengston photo, and it's signed by both of them, and some vouchers. That's coming up after this race. They dropped the green this time. Good start on the outside for Bengston. The 4-bar car, you watch the way that car lights up. The former Super Stock Kingpin. Now the AFC Motorcycles 58 Super Saloon. Here comes the 27 car around the outside. Joe Ingram and the 24 Marty Halcrow. Contact at the rear of the field. 99 car of Steve Walling. In the back of the 5 car there as well of Steve Flynn. Let's hope that the 5 car of Flynn doesn't have damage there in the Burger King machine. How impressive was that start though for Peter B. Around the outside on grid number 2. Joe Ingram, he was impressive in the 27 car. And Flynn is headed infield. And so too will a 99 of Walling with a cut left front. Steve Flynn possibly out. A title contender. Might have been a steering arm or some sort of issue there to that steering of the 5 car. How nice is this racetrack at the moment? Fantastic work done by the track crew. So Bankston, the race leader, they did complete a lap, but although it is reset, so we may yet go back to a full restart, which would put the 42, Danielle Halcrow, possibly put her back on that front row on pole position. Just found the pace a little bit higher than those early laps. And here we go, it's a full restart, heat number 1. Onikawa Metal Recyclers, Hawke's Bay Super Saloon title. Bankston's got to do it again around the outside. Wayne Belk from Australia now on the very last row of the grid, the Insane Chassis 32 car. Runs a 4-bar car in the Australian series as well. Said he has to get used to the bigger tyres that they have to run here. Hasn't spun a lot of laps. Did race, I think he said he raced in Western Springs last week, or was it Waikaraka Park? I'm not 100% sure. That could have been my conversation, in fact, with Bodie Abrahamson. You have to watch the live stream back again to figure out that one. Oh, Abrahamson's gone to the infield. Another big contender gone. We get ready to drop the green. Bankston on the outside. Halcrow, much better start. Bankston keeps his foot on that loud pedal, almost 2 wheels as he goes through turns 1 and 2. Whoa, right out by the fence, Peter B. He loves to gas that car. He makes a mistake here on 4th. Marty Halcrow through for 2nd place. Daniel Halcrow 3rd. 27 Ingram's in 4th. 5th place, the 85 of Pollock. Then it's Waddell in the 18M car. Waddell looking to go the high line. You've got to make places or contact there with Chase Rodder. That was Waddell that gave him the side slap. Waddell gets it wrong. Almost a half spin for Waddell. The former national champion goes back to almost the rear of this field. Bankston's checked out. Halcrow's going with him. The 24P of Marty Halcrow lifting that inside wheel. Ingram right down there low on the pole line with the 85M of Pollock. Pollock's going to work the high line up in turns 1 and 2. Here comes the Burger King car of Jake the Snake. Finished 3rd in Western Springs last weekend. He's won both feature races here this season at Meeanee. Would love to finish on the podium, if not win this Hawke's Bay title. There's the challenge again on 3rd with the 85 car. Pollock's working that high line and he goes around the outside of Ingram. Job done for the 85 J-Swap racing car. Ingram now lifts that inside wheel. You can see how hard he's working it. Rodder still sits here in 4th place in the 33. Jake the Snake's working over his Hawke's Bay clubmate. Peter Bankston is almost into lap traffic. The man's on fire. And there's still plenty of laps to spin. Pete B running the outside. Well, he's got plenty of understeer. There's a front end, there's a rear end push in that car at the moment. You're either on the gas and it looks good. As soon as you step off the gas, it's a lot of it's a lot to handle. And here Rodder now around the outside of Joe Ingram. Rodder makes the pass up there at turn 2. Jake the Snake will see that and think, I want to do that too. Can he follow his Hawke's Bay clubmate? He goes to the high line. Ingram has got a race car that's working down low. He doesn't want to get off that line. And now we see Jake the Snake, the 6B Burger King car, round the outside as clean as a whistle. Beautiful move. Wayne Belk in the 32P car from Australia. He does the same thing. He's trying to go around the outside of the 21 of Jeremy Brown. 5 laps to go next time by. 2/3 race distance, Heat 1. Onikawa Metal Recyclers, your sponsors tonight for this Hawke's Bay title. Well, I tell you what, Peter B can't relax because Marty Halcrow has taken chunks out of the lead. Marty, so experienced, so good in that car. 15.8 seconds. 4/10 quicker than Bingston, and Bingston will have 2 lap cars in front of him, about to catch the Australian in the 21 Valvoline car of Jeremy Brown. This is where it'll get exciting. Belt goes to the outside of the 21 and makes a beautiful pass. Peter B's going to do the same, throws it up high. Oh, that was beautiful. Poetry in motion with 2 laps remaining. Has Peter Bingston done enough? He had to get by at least one of those lap cars as quickly as possible because Halcrow was closing. 85M Pollock is still there in 3rd. White flag is out for Peter B. Out in the deep dirt, using the banking here at Meeanee Speedway. Final corner. And Heat 1 will go to the 58 of Peter Bingston. Impressive drive. Peter B's got some big grids though coming up later on tonight. He'll go from grid 9 in that second race and grid 12 in Heat 3. We certainly hope the 3 cars parked up on the infield will be able to get back into this meeting as well. We lost early the 99 of Steve Walling, the 5 of Steve Flynn and the 49 of Bodie Abramson. You've got to love the way those 4-bar cars really attack the track, especially the way Peter B drives it. You know, he's either on the gas or he's off it. There's no in between with the 58, and when he gets a corner right, that 58 car looks impressive. You could see he was struggling with that rear end push as soon as you got off the gas. Those cars just want to drive forward. That was Super Saloons, Heat 1, Onikawa Metal Recyclers. Super Stocks on your program next, event number 4. Thanks to Lucas Oils, 10 laps. We'll wait till it's a little bit quieter though, and we'll throw out a commentator question. A little bit of water going down on the circuit. Could be your chance to go and grab something tasty to eat as well. Cohen Wright confirmed as your Heat 1 Piston Cup winner for the mini stocks from Deegan Butcher. Jack Cunningham in 3rd, Aaron McCann 4th, Ryan Dittmar 5th. Top 6 there for Cullen Smith. Now, a really cool sport that's taking off in Hawke's Bay, and now there's around about 150 people playing this sport in Hawke's Bay now, and there's lots of great venues to go and play pickleball. It is a very fast-growing sport, not just here, but in the world. And they are predicting that it'll be Commonwealth Games and even Olympic Games sport within 10 to 12 years. It's growing that quickly. I've got a 12-person voucher where you can go and learn the sport of pickleball absolutely free for yourselves, your families, your workmates. Tell you what, it'd be a great thing to do for an afternoon as a Christmas function for your workplace. Go and smash some pickleballs. And all you need to do, you contact Steve and Jill Norman. They're on the voucher. Their phone number's there. They are the most friendly people you can find to teach you how to play pickleball. You pick it up in quarter of an hour. It's a simple game. It's not too strenuous. All ages. People like Wayne Braham, they wouldn't be able to play it. He'd be useless. No hand coordination, that guy. And also, I've got an incredible photo thanks to Wayne Stewart. This is the 5B Steve Flynn, 58P Super Saloon of Peter Bingston, who just won that race there. This is an incredible photo. In fact, great action photo, signed by both drivers. I'm going to give away the photo, the pickleball voucher, and also a Sharks City side where country meets city, $20 voucher where you can go and have some tasty food or refreshments at Shark City side. Real great venue. It's very simple. What class of Speedway is coming out on the track right now? So simple. Get texting, get winning. You don't have to be a racer to be a winner at Meeanee Speedway. Good luck. Race 1 for Superstocks tonight. Thanks to Lucas Oil. See the 29 car sitting there on pole position. Matt Demansa. 11B of Matt Titter on the outside of row 1. 76 of Ben Milne down there on grid 3. Stanaway in the 87. Stanaway was the form man last meeting, 2 weeks ago, 2 race wins and a second place in the feature. Not a bad effort, considering he hadn't been on the track for some time. James Tollison in the 24 car will make out the rest of this grid, just tucked up in behind Loveridge in that 16 car. Here we go, they were creeping, keen to go racing. Demansa leads him into turn 1. Here comes Milne up the inside. Contact in the wall. 46 car gets turned around. That's Quinn Ryan. Ryan down the bottom turn here. And it was the 99 car of Buckrill, I think that was the one that went around. Yes, it was, right at the back of the field. And the Ace Performance 99, BJ's Bakery and Food Products car. Stanaway's out in front, Milne second, Titter third. Then it's the 422R of Dylan Ashton. 47 car of Glennie. 52 car Regan O'Brien struggling, looks really weird without that top wing. Might just call him a 6-shooter for the night. Tollison's gone infield. 24 car is done. Stanaway 18.26, 18.6 for Ben Milne. Stanaway 4/10ths quicker. Big move being made around the outside. That is back there in about 11th position. Could be the 606 of Wheatley. Wheatley made a nice pass, and here comes the 46 car as well. Quinn Ryan having to work his way back through the field after that early contact with the 99 of Buckrill. Ryan puts the bumper on the back of Loveridge. Now he shoves Demancer out of the way off turn 2. Well, Stanaway's not getting away from Milne. Milne is showing good pace in the 76. Titter trying to fend off the 47 of Zach Glennie, the Shark City side car in that 47. Milne continuing to close in on Stanaway. Was 4/10 quicker than the race leader last time. 2:35, Regan Penn, based out of the Gisborne Club where he's now living and working. And he's looking to make the pass to the inside. Goes by the 422 car. Stanaway still continues to lead. 3 laps remaining. Stanaway down the inside of the first of the lap cars. That's the 18 of Shane McGrail. McGrail looks to line him up. Can't get close enough to the back of the 87 with 2 to go. 76 Milne in second position. As the clay is flying here at Meeanee. Tollison's back on the track, so not sure what issue there was for the 24. Penn to the inside. Chasing down the 76 of Milne. 1 lap to go. Stanaway down the back straight for the last time. It's going to be a third win from 4 races for the 87 of Thomas Stanaway. 76 Ben Mills just going to hang on for that second place from the 235G of Regan Penn. 422R Dylan Ashton. 47B Zach Glennie. And what a great recovery for the 46B of Quinn Ryan, who was almost at the back of the field on lap 1. 7th was the 11B of Matt Titter, and a top 8 for the 16B, who continues to make progress in this class, Brett Loveridge. That was Super Stocks Heat 1, thanks to Lucas Oils, and Thomas Stanaway again proving the 87 Hot Rod is the car to beat. Event 5 on your program, 6 shooters up next. Can't wait to see the V6 Holdens. Auto Super Shop, they're your sponsors. It's the Piston Cup, 12 laps. A little bit more moisture on this track as the 6 shooters come out for their first heat race of the Piston Cup. If you're looking for some new crew gear or sports club wear, a great company based out of Australia that I certainly deal with and a lot of other people deal with here in this country as well, is Scorpion Racewear. Don't just do racewear, they can do all sorts of sublimated shirts and different things for various sports and all things like that. You can get hold of Shane Annan who is their dealer for them in New Zealand. He's based here in Napier. You can deal direct with Shane, or you can deal direct with Nigel over there in Australia through Scorpion Racewear. Check out their Facebook page. I've actually done me some fantastic deals and some great commentator shirts over the last few years or so. And we've got a really cool shirt to unveil next year at Waitangi weekend for the NZ Superstock Teams Championships. We've got a tribute shirt that the commentators will be wearing next year for that event. And that's all thanks to Nigel at Scorpion Racewear. Got to give them a big shout out. Check them out. They do some fantastic work. Six shooters tonight. 5M is Luke McClymont. 7M Royden White. 11C of Kirk Hawkins. 15A is Chris McNeil. 17R Luke Westbury. 22A Ian Blackman. 28A is Laurie Peterson. 71R Boyd Westbury. 87A Paul Smith. And I believe that the two Westbury boys, that's Pat Westbury's sons. And I must ask them why they went down the route of the six shooters and not into the super stocks like we saw Pat. Loved it when Pat Westbury came here, especially when Mad Marty was out on the track, and Bryce Penn as well. We like those rivalries. Should be heroes and villains in Speedway. Should be heroes and villains in all sports. Just adds that extra bit of spice. So the six-shooter, based on the same dimensions as a sprint car, obviously not running the bonnet or the top cage wing, and they don't have the high-performance 800 horsepower V8s that a sprint car has. They have the V6 Holden motors. Boys only got a few short hot laps earlier on. Certainly not a lot of track time to figure out your setups. And as we all know with dirt tracks, the track conditions change as the meeting goes on. It's going to be a little bit greasy on that top surface for the opening laps for them in this first heat. Racing for the Piston Cup, the inaugural six-shooter Piston Cup. Some of these drivers raced in Rotorua last night. They get great fields of these at Bay Park up in Tauranga, get over 20 plus cars, and it's quite a reasonably strong class down in the South Island as well, where some of our North Island drivers travel down. Remember, it's all about open wheelers here at Meeanee up until around the middle of January. Next week, at our next meeting, just 1 week away, we got the Midas Midget Car Series. The big guns from Western Springs, including the legendary Michael Pickens, will be in the house. Brad Moser, all the superstars of Sky TV through Western Springs Speedway. They will be here next week, as well as the TQs as we inch closer and closer to that New Zealand TQ Championship in mid-January. The week before the New Zealand TQs, we have the Hawke's Bay TQ Championship. Don't be surprised if we've got 30 plus cars. They're all going to want to get track time. Pace shoots off the track, thanks to Robertson Prestige for that Holden Colorado pace shoot. Let's go racing, six shooters, heat number one. They throw the green this time. Pretty even front start, but it will be Royden White, the 7M car that gets around the outside. 71R, Boyd Westbury goes through for second. Flat out down into turn three. Side by side, Westbury makes a little bit of contact, almost flat wheel. The race leader made a huge mistake, drops to the back of the field as we go too wide for six shooters. It's 12 shooters there. Down the back straight. Hooker, Honda 71 car. Boyd Westbury in front. Showing he's got the Westbury talent. 7M Royden White's in second. Third place is 87A of Paul Smith. Then it's the 5N of Luke McClymont. We had a good interview with Luke, and he looks to make his move to the inside. The McLeod Cranes car. Down the inside, catches a rut, closes the gap, and McClymont goes through for third. Big charge back around the outside. There is grip on that high line here at Meeanee. But Westbury in the 71R car looks comfortable out in front. The 11C of Kirk Hawkins. Good to have that car here all the way from Christchurch. Working the high line up through 1 and 2. Just made a slight mistake there on the entry. 7 laps to go for the race leader. But Clymont's fastest on the track. As now that has changed and we've got the first sub-16 second 15.95 for Boyd Westbury. I told you these race cars were fast. White in second place being chased down by McClymont. It's about consistency. Right out high by the fence for the race leader. And keep an eye on second and third place because McClymont has caught Royden White. Fourth place is the 87 of Smith. Hunted down 28 Laurie Peterson, keeps him in his gun sights. Then it's the 11 of Hawkins, 27 of Blackman. McClymont now challenging for second. 4 to go. Westbury's checked out in front. Contrasting fortunes for the Westburys with the 17R Luke Westbury back in 9th. McClymont runs right out high, does the switchback up the inside. Royden White's got the straight line pace. Here comes McClymont. Huge dive down the inside. Tried to do the slide job. White slammed the door shut. What can McClymont do? He's going to have another look to the inside. Certainly having a go of it. McClymont working outside, back to the inside. Now he takes the mid-track line up at turns 1 and 2. Loses a car length as the race leader gets caught up with lap traffic. The 14M of Mountford. White flag is out, 1 to go, but Clymont's got 1 lap to get through for second place. Could be a vital point at the end of the night's racing for the Piston Cup. White's gone wide off turn 2. Last chance for McClymont. Where does he go? He wasn't sure. White makes a mistake. McClymont looks to the inside. It's not going to happen. 71R Boyd Westbury will take heat number 1 for 6 shooters. 7M Royden White finishing up in second place. He really had to defend that one. Third place 5M Luke McClymont. Fourth was the 87A of Paul Smith. Fifth place will go to the 11C of Kirk Hawkins. Sixth place 28A Laurie Peterson. Seventh was the 17R of Luke Westbury. He made a pass late in that race. On the 27A of Ian Blackman. And 9th 14M Jordan Mountford. Great race. Well done Boyd Westbury, showing that he's got some skills. Fastest lap time of the race as well, 15.95. First and only driver to go sub 16. Really the race was the race and chase for second and third, with White holding out McClymont. Youth Mini Stocks, heat number 2 up next, thanks to Gala Caterers. Could be that time to go and grab your traditional fare of hot dogs and hot chips. Just isn't Speedway without them. 4 heat races for Mini Stocks tonight, running the group format. And then straight after that, we have that 4 wide stock car stars. It's all about the Youth Mini Stocks up next. After that, I'll have another giveaway thanks to Macintyre, with one of their cool Macintyre racing shirts. Another awesome photo thanks to Wayne Stewart at B-Dub Photography, and one of the $50 Creative Treasures vouchers thanks to Wayne and Caro. Creative Treasures, unique gifts, souvenirs, Kiwiana. They have New Zealand Pawa, New Zealand Jade, bone carvings, 21st keys, wedding gifts, tableware, baby treasures, some stunning metal wall art, and so much more. You'll see the photos of that shop come up on my Facebook page during the week. Please check them out. That is definitely your one-stop shop for Christmas shopping. You can buy presents for absolutely everybody at Creative Treasures. confirmation of the result from the Onikawa Metal Recyclers Super Saloons Hawke's Bay title heat 1. 58p Peter Bengston taking the win. From the 24p Martin Hellcrow, 85m Dan Pollock, 33b Chase Rodder in 4th with a 5th place for the 6b of Jacob Flynn. 6th was the 27p Joe Ingram, 7th 95b Graham Strong, 8th place the 18m of Sam Waddell, with the 9th for the Australian visitor, the 32p of Wayne Belk, 10th place 21b Jeremy Brown, and 11th for the 42p Danielle Hellcrow. DNFs for Bodie Abrahamson, Steve Walling, Steve Flynn. 48 of Riley McLaughlin, starting from pole position in this race. Heat 2 of the Piston Cup for mini stocks. 21 car starting on the outside of row 1. And that'll be Cullen Gregory, because it's got Gregory written across the front of the car, so you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure that one out. Big thanks to Kevin from Potato To Go for bringing up some very, very tasty spuds for us to chow down on up here. It's a whole meal in one, I'll tell you, they really are. If you can fill Ian up, you know you've got a good meal. Row 2 start on grid 3 there for the McIntyre, 19 of Olivia Tester, 15B Logan Smith. We go back to the 76 of Corbin Morris, lost that incredible runoff at the last meeting and was our driver of the night, young Corbin, certainly deserved it. So then we'll have a grid 6 start, 67p of Lucas Taylor. Then it's the 5B, Monique Houston, your Heat 1 winner, 88R Cohen Wright. So remember, with a 4-heat format, you only race 3 of those heats. They mix the groups up, so Cohen Wright's already out here for his second race of the night. Most likely won't see him till Heat 4, but sometimes you do have 3 in a row. Looking for a green this time, it's an impressive field. Nope, they're not going to let him go this time. Logan Smith was a bit early on that pedal. Now we talk about things like on the loud pedal, right? We think get on the loud pedal's only been around for a few years because it became kind of popular on TV with drivers in the V8 series and stuff talking about getting on the loud pedal. I read a newspaper cutting from the 1970s at Meeanee Speedway, and it was on Facebook, and they were talking about getting on the loud pedal back then. Sending them round once again. Let's hope they got the issues for that 48 car of Riley McLaughlin sorted. Just didn't quite have race pace in that first round. Who will make the start? Will it be McLaughlin or Gregory in the 21W? Great to have out-of-town drivers here tonight as well. It's pretty hard to get into tracks now because just about everyone's got so many mini-stock drivers that the fields are usually full. So the 5 that are here tonight, very lucky to sneak in. Let's have a look this time as they come to face the lights. Here we go, green again. Smith was on the gas. Smith runs them 3 wide into turn 1. Smith on the inside, McLaughlin on the outside. Gregory's back there in third in the 21W. Then it's Morris in the 76 car. Trying to sort themselves out down the back straight. Looks like Stylie Riley's got the pace back. He will lead them. Here comes Cohen Wright, right to the inside. Makes his move on Gregory for third. The 88R car charging forward. Morris on the inside in the 76. Right behind them is 9 and McCann having another great race. 98 Butcher, who was second in Heat 1. He's looking to go around the outside of the 9 car of McCann. McLaughlin out in front of the 48. Smith is hanging in there in third. That's getting tight for those minor places. A little bit of contact there as Aaron McCann catches the back bumper of Gregory. Cohen Wright down the inside, runs it deep through turn 4. Closing in slowly but surely on McLaughlin. 20.3 for McLaughlin, 20.15 for Cohen Wright. He's about a tenth and a half quicker. And closing in on the back straight. McLaughlin's going to have to get on that loud pedal now. He just drifts a little high off four. Oh, we've got a car that's slow on the back on the main straight. Might bring on the reds. That's the 33 car of Lily Smith. I'm not sure if Smith has got an issue. Looks like she's found first gear and gets back into this race. Very lucky to stay under the green racing conditions as the race leaders now work their way through lap traffic. McLaughlin goes around the outside of the 16 and then up the inside of the 72 and puts a gap back to the 88 of Cohen Wright. 5 laps to go with Kim McLaughlin. Hang on for a race win. It would be a great way to bounce back. And talking about bouncing, they're bouncing off each other down the main straight. And that's the 5 cars. We go caution. We go caution for, well, who's that? Is that Smith? Oh, Smith in the 15 car has right front damage. Looking so good early on. So we're going to have, looks like we're going to have a yellow situation. Instead of going red, we're going to run the cautions, tighten them up, and let them go racing again. And they're all going to be a little bit confused as to where they should be. Now, I can't confirm if these drivers have race radios. Do they have race radios in mini stocks? Yes, they do. So what will happen is it's one-way traffic. Stewards, referees, etc., they will talk to the drivers and say, you need to be in this position. The 48's your race leader. You slot in here, 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 and here. Effectively makes things a lot quicker. Certainly a lot quicker than back in the day when we used to run the TQs and they would have the chalkboard hastily written down and someone would stand on the side of the track, and if you didn't spot it when you went round, you had to do another lap before you could have another look at it. Now they get constantly talked through those radios. It really is a slow out lap now as they back up in behind the 48 of McLaughlin. So it will be the 88R of Cohen Wright, 21W of Cullen Thornton. So the 98 of Butcher sits there in third. But if you go back the previous lap, it's showing the 21W as third with Butcher in fourth. 76 of Morris, 9 of McCann, 77 Macy Penn, 93R Flynn Fraser. Fastest lap so far was Cohen Wright in the 88, 20.03. So there's the issue there is that, and you can see Gregory in the 21 cars just giving the 98 a little bit of a bumper tap, saying, oh, I think I should be there. That's certainly what my laps is telling me. Morris should be up there in 5. He should be up and behind either the 21 or the 98. So Aaron McCann will have to back off a little bit, and does so. But Butcher is still there, so my laps hasn't changed. So we'll just wait and see if they are happy with that and they let them go. It's got to be done right. Remember, we're racing for the Piston Cup tonight. These kids love nothing better than putting a new trophy on top of... You can't even put them on top of the TV anymore. What am I on about? You got to put them on the shelf, right in the middle of the dinner table. So lights are out. They're happy with the grid formation. Still got some stragglers at the back of the field contesting where they should be. But we're going racing, and Cohen Wright was ready for it. Wright dive to the inside, and Butcher's trying to stay on his bumper down into turn number 1. Well, Riley McLaughlin was a little bit asleep that time. Carries a tighter line off turn 2. Wright's out in front, gunning for a second straight race win in the Ace Performance 88R. McLaughlin gets sideways, Butcher pounces. Butcher had momentum off the turn because Stylie Riley made a slight mistake. Too wide up there in 4th and 5th place. We see the 93R of Flynn Fraser coming around the outside this time. Has Fraser done the deal? Yes, he has. He got by Gregory. Now Macy Penn in the 77's trying to get by. The lap board has not changed over. Still showing 4 laps to go. Going right, 19.78. Winding it up. It's getting faster. So it should be 3 to go this time now. Yes, it is. We're ticking over on my laps. What's up with Morris? Morris circulating slowly up by the fence, looking for somewhere to pull to the infield, and there is no gaps. One of the challengers is gone from heat number 2. I don't know if he's got damage or if it's a mechanical issue of some sort to the power plant. White flag. Or getting ready for the white flag. That's confusing when it's held like that. It looks like it's a white flag for me, but it's going to be this time. Still got that smoking 62 car there as well. Cage Foster. Not a bad race though this time. 1 to go for the race leader. Cohen Wright gunning for 2 for 2. Oh, we go red. Oh, we got a car in the wall. Turn 2. We'll have a look at that on the live stream. We'll be able to see which car that is just on the exit of turn. Just on the exit there of turn 2. That one there, the McCann car. Oh, it's Aaron McCann in the 9. You can see partial collapse right front suspension setup. Might have a broken stub axle there. A little bit of dirt up by the fence. Certainly if you run wide with that dirt there and the banking, and that can suck you into the fence. So we're almost done with this race. Tow truck crews straight on it. Some great footage here though from the drone. That's what I love about that drone, is the fact that we can get these real quick images and a real good scan, even if you want to see the sorts of things that might be going on with that race car and as to why it's out. This is the sort of stuff we really need at Teams Champs and Waitangi weekend. Like when they're working on the cars in the 3-minute bell at the pit gate, you want to be able to see what they're doing and have a look. One thing that I spotted last week at the stock car teams, and I don't think, and can't recall ever seeing it, was they were putting racing tape over the bonnet clips. And then I talked to Gibson Tout as well, and he was telling me that they position those clips a certain way so that if they have a front-on impact, it doesn't pop the clips out of the bonnet. That's just smart thinking. So the pace sheet, just making sure that everybody's okay. These young drivers will be keen to get this race finished, none more so than Cohen Wright. Look in the business tonight, the 88R, as we go back racing. Cohen Wright down the back straight for the last time, flying around the outside. Really has got that Ace Performance 88R car hooking up nicely. 2 from 2 for the 88. Morris is back up to speed as well. I just don't know what was going on with him. Second place, 21W, Cullen Gregory. 93R, Flynn Fraser, making it an out-of-town 1, 2, 3. Butcher lost positions at the end of that race. 98, Deacon Butcher finishing up in 4th. Oh! Rollover at the end of the race for the 67B. Lucas Taylor took the wild ride. Was he not sure that the race had finished, or was he still racing? So the 67, he'd completed 10 laps, so the race was actually done. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's hope he's okay. Landed back on all 4 wheels. That was Youth Mini Stock Seat 2, thanks to Gala Caterers. as it's quite rightly pointed out. 267 cars. It's actually the 67B of Neve Smith. So sorry to the Taylor family. Don't want to give you a heart attack. And unfortunately, it was Neve and the 67B that took that wild ride. little bit more moisture going down on the track here. Giveaway as promised, McIntyre Racing t-shirt. Thanks to Tony and Grant at McIntyre in Cuttamy Road in Hastings. If you need some new bling for your car, go and visit McIntyre. Thanks to Wayne and Caro, Creative Treasures, unique gifts, souvenirs, Kiwiana $50 voucher. And thanks to Wayne at BW Photography, I've got a 95B Graham Strong Super Saloon A4 colour photo. That's a great prize. Something around the region of probably just over $100 for that prize pack. We've got an open wheel class here tonight for the first time ever. Text in the name of that class and you can score yourself that prize pack if you're the lucky winner. We don't take the first correct answer, we scroll through and randomly pick. So don't think that you have to be super fast, because we know a few of you older people out there, if you're like me, you're a little bit slow on the texting with the big thumbs. We'll give you a chance to enter and win. It's all about winning here at Meeanee Speedway. And talking of six shooters, hint hint, 71R Boyd Westbury took out heat number 1 of the Piston Cup. From the 7M of Royden White, 5M Luke McClymont 3rd, 87A Paul Smith was 4th, 11C Kirk Hawkins finishing up in 5th, 28A Laurie Peterson 6th, 17R Luke Westbury was 7th, with the 27A of Ian Blackman in 8th, 14M Jordan Mountford finishing 9th. Race 1, first hit out for stock cars tonight. Remember, there's $400 stirrers money thanks to Pakawai Autos and Hughesy's Chicken Shack. This is a 4-wide start. Bay Tyres, one of our great sponsors at Meeanee Speedway, sponsoring the first race up for stock cars tonight. 97 of Daniel Dittmar is going to be on grid position number 1. 41 of Cameron Swift off 2. 68 Ben Derrick will go from 3. 65 Royden Hine on grid 4. That is just your front row. This is going to be an awesome start. Kind of makes it look like a small field, but there's a lot of cars out there. Hasn't turned into too bad an evening here in Hawke's Bay tonight for our weekend. A lot of rain during the week. Track has certainly held up well. We kind of never really see too much of how that track is down there at turns 1 and 2, being so far away from it down here in the box. But as I'm looking on the live stream footage, CSR Engineering sponsoring on the live stream, but with that swap around of races, I guess that's probably correct. Let's get ready for a start this time. The engines come up. Let's go racing. It's going to be busy at turn 1. So 41 are Swift out in front as they go 3 wide down the back straight. Charging up the inside, then 91 car. St. Paulin. Royden Hine makes contact. It'll be the 91 car that actually started pole, not the 97. We don't even have a 97, but so that was the wrong number. Great race out in front. Pullet just has the advantage at the moment. Oh, 97 Dittmar it is who's moved up into that second spot. So yes, there is now a 97 on my screen. Royden Hine has gone infield. Race is done. So there are cars out there without transponders, and that's the 261 car. Running in the top 4, 261 of Ethan Anderson, currently in 3rd place now. But it's pulling in the 91 car from the 41 of Swift. Then the 261 of Anderson. Car, Brittany Man, pretty sure that's Brittany in that car. Problems also for the 26 of Callum Shotter. Straight away goes through to the infield. 41 car, Cameron Swift is now your race leader. And I'll tell you who's starting to get to grips pretty quickly in stock car racing, and that's the 55 of Asher Penn. Asher moving up into the top 4. Yet another fast young driver from that Penn dynasty. Penn now challenging on the 261 of Anderson for 2nd place. The 83 car has been spun. Quinton Sewell sits down there on the pole line on the back straight, out of harm's way at the moment, but they'll keep an eye on that. And Penn, big slide job down the inside, runs over the front and cuts the tyre of the 261 of Anderson. Take no prisoners. 55 Asher Penn second. Great drive. She had issues at meeting number 1. It must be the fact that they've got all the stickers on that car now, and it does look good. 1 lap to go for Cameron Swift. Down the back straight for the last time for Swifty. 271 Ethan McLaughlin, he's parked up on the infield as well. Checkered flag awaits. Cameron Swift will take heat 1. The 4 wide. 55 Asher Penn finishes second. 75 Leroy O'Reilly third. 97 Ditmar was fourth. 68 Ben Derrick for fifth. And the 42 Lawrence Swift is sixth. Well, 41 Cameron Swift took advantage of that early on in that race to take the lead. Had to battle a little bit for it. Driver of the race, so 55 Asher Penn coming through the field. Took no prisoners, drove over the top of the 261 car of Ethan McLaughlin. 261, yeah, Ethan Anderson, sorry. 75 Leroy O'Reilly, nice run there in third from the 97 of Daniel Ditmar. 68 Derrick, 42 Lawrence Swift. 5B of Bradley Penn. Well, Brad snuck in under the radar. That's his best result there in 7th place in that 5B. 8th place, the 14 of Jordan 80. That was your 4 wide Saloon. Stock cars, race 1 for them thanks to, well, I'm going to say Bay Tyres. That's what's in the program. As we move on to event number 8, Super Saloons, heat number 2, the Hawke's Bay Championship, thanks to Onikawa Metal Recyclers, 15 laps. It's definitely an awesome sight to see that many Super Saloons out on the racetrack. Heat number 2, thanks to Onikawa Metal Recyclers. We'll have a look at the lineup. Grid position number 1 for the 99M of Steve Walling. Grid 2 for the 33 of Chase Rodder. Grid 3 will be the 21 of Jeremy Brown. The Grid 4 start for the 95 of Graham Strong. Jacob Flynn in the 6 car will go from Grid 5, with Wayne Belk from Australia in the 32P car on Grid 6. Grid 7 start, good to see him back on the track for the 5 of Steve Flynn. Grid number 8 for the 42P of Danielle Halcrow, with your Heat 1 race winner, 58P Peter Bingston, going from Grid 9. Grid 10 start for the 27P of Joe Ingram. Grid 11 will be the 24P of Marty Halcrow. Looked impressive in Heat 1. Grid 12 for the 85M of Dan Pollock. Grid 13. Look like his usual self, Sam Waddell. He will go from grid number 13 in that 18M car. And Bodie Abrahamson in the 49A had a DNF and has work to do in heat number 2 from grid 14. So looking through that grid, we now have an 81 car out on the track. Is that the backup car for Sam Waddell? Could well be. How good is that? Just jump in another car. Let's go racing, Heat 2. Rodder on the outside, foot flat. Makes it work up through turns 1 and 2. Whoa, a little bit of contact. Abramson looked like he was up in the fence as well. Look at Chase Rodder. 3 wide. Graham Strong right up high, cleaning up the concrete. Jeremy Brown's in second spot in the Valvoline 21 car. Here comes the 99 of Walling round the outside. Walling. Rodder in front. 33B car. Walling. Oh, he's right up high. Man, it is game on. Only car with metal recyclers, Super Saloons. Jeremy Brown doing a great job in second place. Don't look in the rear vision mirror, Jeremy, because the big guns are hanging. Here comes the Burger King 6 car. Jake the Snake, he'll work this racetrack. Walling still in fourth, then it's Steve Flynn. 95 Graham Strong. Strongy's under threat though from the 58 of Peter B. Peter Bingston. We go yellow. We're going yellow, and it could be... There'll be debris on the track because part of the back of the 95 car has come away down there at turn 1. We zone in on that. Oh, Bingston to the infield. Heat 1 winner is gone. This championship has been blown wide open. And I'll tell you, you could find a driver on the podium with 2 good results. That could happen. But consistency buys prizes. I talked about it in the live stream pit walk. This is the format that's being used tonight. Normally, in a championship, you'll have a front and a back grid, and the fastest to the front for the feature race. Not tonight. We're going old school. Chase Rodder, I said early on, he could be a podium contender. We go back to the results from race number 1. Chase Rodder finished 4th. I'm not going to predict any finishing places in this heat because commentator curses are real. Happens far too often. So Chase Rodder is the man that leads him on the restart. Then it'll be the 21 car of Jeremy Brown as they drop the green once again. Keep an eye on the Burger King car. Flinney will work over the 21. Brownie cannot afford to make a mistake. Side by side, but here comes Jake the Snake. Snake up the inside, makes the pass. Walling still in 4th place, 5th place Steve Flynn. Then around the outside is Graham Strong. Marty Halcrow in that 24, the 85 of Pollock, and the 81 of Sam Waddell. That's a cool looking Super Saloon, the 81 car. Sammy looks a little bit more comfortable in it. It's tightening up. And behind Waddell is Abrahamson in the 49. As the 85 car at Pollock makes a mistake, drops 2 spots to Waddell and Abrahamson. Chase Rodder having to drive as fast as he can go in that 33 car. We call him Race and Chase, but he's being chased and raced by the 6 Burger King of Flynn. Flynn is the master of being able to find a way by. Finished on the podium last weekend at Western Springs. And with 8 laps to go, we're not quite half race distance in Heat 2. Problems here for Ingram. Ingram's going to park it up in the 27 car. Third place still the 99 Emma Walling. Sam Waddell's the quickest on the track. Waddell is getting his mojo back. 15.6 seconds. Waddell on fire in that car. I bet he wishes he'd brought it out for heat number 1. And he is looking to get by now the 21 car Brown, who's dropping back through this field. Oh, Waddell catches the back of the Valvoline 21. Oh, we lost the 42. Danielle Halcrow's going to come infield, parks it up. Chase Rodder still in front, driving a beautiful line. Jacob Flynn hasn't been able to find a way by. 5 laps to go, 2/3 race distance done. Marty Halcrow's holding up Abrahamson, drifts up high off turn 2. Abrahamson seizes his chance to the inside. We've got a car turned around on turn 2. Might bring a caution. It's right down there on the pole. It's the 85 car of Walling. 85 car of Pollock, Dan Pollock. As it does bring on a caution, and we'll rack and stack them once again. Well, excitement aplenty in this second heat race. It's a Hawke's Bay Saloon car title up for grabs. And Pollock will go to the rear. 3 cars parked up on the infield, unfortunately. The 58 of Peter Bengston, 27 of Ingram, 42 of Halcrow. Oh, just smell that race fuel. Just drifting up here into the com box. Well, this will give the 6 car of Jacob Flynn another chance to make a move on Rodder. So it was chassis issues for Waddell in the 18 car. He was given the okay to run the 81. He definitely looks a lot more comfortable in it, so maybe he had a cracked chassis and it was the handling of that car just did not look right in that first race. So we're stacking him up in behind Chase Rodder. Can he hang on for 4 more laps? We're about to find out. They drop the green again. Rodder takes a slightly wider line, but he's up on the grip there through 1 and 2. There is a nice cushion up high. Diving down into turn 3. Here comes Snake. Jacob to the inside. Side by side, they flat wheel make contact. And it's another big race down into turn 1 with Jacob on the gas on the inside. Chase Rodder comes back around the outside. There's more grip out high. The momentum line is there at the moment. Rodder will have 2 to go next time by. Here comes Jake the Snake once more up the inside. And the 99 car of Walling's trying to hold out the 81 of Sam Waddell. We've lost the 85 Pollock. He goes infield. Waddell has moved up into the top 4 and might just get that contact. Steve Flynn gets taken to the grass. White flag, 1 to go. Dust flying on the infield, dirt flying on the racetrack. They emerge out of the dust, down the back straight. Here comes Waddell. Waddell, where did he come from? Waddell from last to second, and Rodder wins it. What a stunner. What a stunner of a race. Well, that issue there with Graham Strong in the 95 going infield and throwing up the dust off the bull ring, that was like those drivers emerged out of the clouds down the back straight for us here in the com box. But what a race. Waddell from nowhere to second. Oh, there's the issue there for the 95. Cut left rear. There's a few $100 damage. Well, Chase Rodder takes the win. How good was that, race fans? That's Super Saloon racing for you. Thanks to Onikawa Metal Recyclers. Chase Rodder was on the front row, made Grid 2 work for him though to grab the big points, and with a 4th place in Heat 1, racing chasing Rodder, he's in with a chance of a Hawke's Bay title tonight. Second place, 81 Sam Waddell from grid 13 in that backup car. Third place, the 6B of Jacob Flynn. 99M Walling finished up fourth. 49A Abramson was fifth. 21 Jeremy Brown solid there in sixth with the 24P of Hellcrow seventh. 5B Steve Flynn, he got heated a little bit there in that last lap. He will finish up eighth. And the 32 Australian driver based out of Palmy, Wayne Belk, finishing ninth. Stunning. Can't wait for Heat 3. Super Stocks are up next. Event 9, BJ's Bakery and Food Products. And still lots of giveaways. Well, some of the big contenders already not likely to feature in that winning position for that Hawke's Bay title. Like I say though, two really good races could be enough to sneak into a podium. And if we look at that grid lineup for Heat 3 for those Super Saloons later, the 18M, or 81M as he is now, of Sam Waddell is going to be on grid 4. Chase Rodder will have to go from all the way back on grid 11. 6B of Jacob Flynn, he's been consistent and he'll have a grid 5 start. We'll recap that before they come out for that third heat and give you those updated points after 2 races. You can hear the rumble, and it's the rumble of Super Stocks. Listen out after this race, I've got another fantastic prize pack to give away, another one of those awesome Pickleball Hawke's Bay vouchers. Please check out Pickleball on Facebook. It's a great sport, great way to keep fit, have fun, a lot of laughs, and a lot of great people. Pickleball Hawke's Bay. I've got a Thirsty Whale text phone voucher to give away as well, $25 voucher thanks to our naming rights sponsors, the Thirsty Whale on 62, the Key and Ahuriri, and also Shark City side. Big thank you to Marianne, who's got such a great business going there. It's where country meets city. Lots of great live acts, live bands that they have there at Shark City side as well. Really nice food, great bar snacks. That prize pack is coming up a little bit later, and I might just chuck in another t-shirt thanks to Macintyre.
Out of the blackness, you know, again, I am here in my black dress. I know, you know, tonight we become a wasting soul. But if I go down, you're coming with me. And if I drown, letting these waves overtake me. But if I go down, you're coming with me. 'Cause if I go if you're going down, then you're coming with me. Nothing more I need to know. Oh, if we're going down, then you're coming under. Nothing more I need to know.
No comfy, get some.
Superstocks brought to you by BJ's Bakery and Food Products. 87 Stanaway, the hot rod. Starting right back in the grid this time on the outside. Took out heat number 1. That's 3 race wins out of 4 starts so far and has come back. Hope Mike and Tina Flynn are enjoying your night again here at the Speedway. You finally get to relax a little bit, Mike, when you're here. Sitting in the grandstand, I think, celebrating 50 years as Hawke's Bay Speedway Club members. That is certainly a great achievement. Shane McGrail sits on pole in the 18 car as they explode off the line. Looks like it's Quinn Ryan that's going to get out to an early lead. Could be hard to catch from there. Loveridge in second place. Then it's at 2:35. Regan Penn, as we see the 48 car running through the infield. Problem there for Keegan Bunce. Jacob Buckle was in early retirement, parked on the infield. See the different driving styles. Regan O'Brien mixing it up with the 11 Titter. Different driving styles out in front. 46 Quinn Ryan, absolutely hard on the gas. Regan Penn, more strategic down the inside in that 235G car. Loveridge definitely getting quicker in the 16. Then it's a 76 of Milne. Zach Glennie in the Jark City side, 47 car is 5th place. Then it's Wheatley in the 606. Stanaway down there in 7th position. James Tollison's moved up into the top 8. Track conditions just starting to dry out a little bit. Playing more into the advantage of the outside line that Quinn Ryan's running. But Regan Penn uses the bumper on him brilliantly up there at turn 1. Moves over the 46. Well, Regan Penn certainly is class. .03 for Regan Penn. Titter goes to the infield, so too Regan O'Brien in the 52. Milne trying to get by the 16 of Loveridge. Races him hard down into turn number 1. Tries to slide job to the inside. O'Brien's back out on the track in the 52. Two laps to go for the race leader. 2:35G, Regan Penn. Took a little bit of time to get by the 18. McGrail now, just slightly holding up the 46 of Quinn Ryan as Ryan dives to the inside. 1 lap to go. Regan Penn gunning for a race win in round 2 of Superstocks. Stanaway's moved up top 6. He's not going to get much further than that. So McCaffrey's medal car. Oh, we go red. We've gone red, and I assume that's for the 52 of Regan O'Brien. Just 100 metres away from a finish. Regan Penn in control of this race as the tow truck comes out. Regan O'Brien finally fires up the 52 car, makes his way to the infield. So Regan Penn is your race leader, the 2:35G. 46 Quinn Ryan sits in 2nd place. Still going to need a good start for Penn. He has got much of a gap. It's maybe 2-3 car lengths. 76 Milne just on the outside in 3rd from the 16 of Loveridge. Go racing again. Oh, Loveridge, does he steal away 3rd? Yes, he does. Regan Penn has won it in the 2:35. He chased down Quinn Ryan and then used the bumper on him as they all do another lap. So 235G, Regan Penn for the win from the 46 of Quinn Ryan. And on the restart, it was the 16 of Loveridge who just narrowly got the advantage on the 76 of Ben Milne. 47 Zach Glennie was 5th, 87 Stanaway 6th, 24 James Tollison 7th, 29 Matt Demanza was 8th, 42 of, gotta love that number and name, Dummy Ashton. That's definitely not right. Just go back to our program. Yeah, there's no 42 in there. 48 Kenyon Bunce was 10th. That's your top 10 Superstocks, heat number 2. That time brought to you by BJ's Bakery and Food Products. You got to have a laugh in the combox sometimes. If we took things too seriously, we'd go home crying every night. Six shooters, Piston Cup, heat number 2. 12 laps it is, thanks to With Built. Remember, our next meeting is just 1 week away, December the 10th. It's when Santa takes time out of his absolutely flat-out schedule at this time of the year to come and visit us here at Meeanee Speedway, and he's bringing along the TQs and the Midas Midget Car Series. The big guns from Western Springs will all be here. Pickens, Mosen, Guptill, they're all coming. And from memory, the last time the Midas Series was here, Brad Mosen, it had been 10 years since he'd last raced here. He turned up with number 10 on the car. He was 10th on the grid for the feature. He won the feature from grid 10. It was an inverted marble draw. He was gutted when he drew that out. He was top qualifier. It was all about number 10 last time. I can't wait. Midas Midget Car Series next week. Open wheel night with the TQ stars as well. I've got a pickleball voucher here. This voucher entitles a group of up to 12 people an introduction to learn and play pickleball, the fastest growing paddle sport in the world. That is God's honest truth. Suits ages 10 to 80 plus. Yes, you heard me right, 80 plus. There are people in their octogenarian aged groups playing pickleball. It's easy to learn, it's fun to play, it's great exercise, social interaction, no skill needed, just a smile. All equipment is provided. Contact Steve and Jill Norman, they'll sort it out for you. Get your group sorted, win this prize. Shark City side, Country Meat City $20 voucher, thanks to them. And our naming rights sponsors, the Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar. We love going there. It's a great place to go and sit out on the deck on a Sunday morning. Watch the yachts, the fishermen, watch everything that happens there in beautiful Ahuriri while you're sipping on a flat white or a latte. Or you might want to go in there at lunchtime and have some other sort of refreshments and some of their award-winning food. Try the seafood chowder. It's all there at the Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar. And thanks to Tony and Grant at McIntyre, a McIntyre Racing t-shirt. It's all here. It can all be won. All you need to text me in is what date is the next meeting here at Meeanee Speedway. And here's a hint, it's 1 week away. Text that in, you could be our 4th lucky winner tonight. We've had some really happy people coming up to the combox. We love giving away stuff. We love it when they look in here and they see the inner workings of the combox as well, and the disorganised chaos that happens up here every meeting. Just gives you another insight into how these meetings are run. And that leads me back into the recruitment drive for volunteers. If you're old enough and you want to be a volunteer at the Speedway, there's lots and lots of jobs that we can have for you. Just come up and see us. Come and see me in the combox. I'll steer you over to Bill Clarkson in the next room. He's the man that's on the recruitment drive. It's actually a Speedway New Zealand directive to recruit volunteers. We need you. We want you. Even if it's people standing at the gate doing the ticket booth, it doesn't matter. We need volunteers. There's some of you out in the crowd right now that would love these jobs. 6 shooters, Heat 2, Piston Cup, thanks to With Built. Ian's furiously working out some points in the Super Saloons. It's going to be tight, that championship. McClymont's on pole in the 5M car. He was good in that first race, finished up third as we throw to green this time. McClymont with the slide job down the inside. I love the look of these 6 shooters. As they race down the back straight, McClymont chucks it in early. On the outside is the 17R of Westbury. 11C from Christchurch. Hawkins is there in third. 28A Peterson in fourth. 7M, I think that was your race 1 winner. Sits back there, and no, it wasn't. I'll confirm that when I look back at my results. It was a 71R of Boyd Westbury. Climon is looking to check out. Listen to these V6 race cars. The Climon, 16.6 seconds. He's got a big lead already. Wondering what has happened to our Heat 1 winner. It's the 71R Boyd Westbury sitting there in third. Now he's starting to show up on our screen, so he's just popped up for some reason. Makes his move to the inside now in the Hooker Honda 71 car. Side by side trying to get by the 17R Westbury. So the brothers racing for second and third. It's all about the race leader though, McClymont, the 5M car. Look how impressive that car looks. Sits on nicely on that track. Now we've got a 4-way scrap for the top 3 spots with Kirk Hawkins in the 11C. Getting more impressive as the race goes on. Around the outside for White in the 7M. Down the back straight, 2 wide. That's for 5th and 6th spot. And the 7M car of White will get the position. Made the pass on the 28 of Peterson. Over half race distance. There'll only be 4 laps to go next time by. No one's going to challenge McClymont out in front. Oh, contact. 71R Westbury bounced through that issue there on turn 4. Made a little bit of contact with the 17R of Westbury. Both the Westburys, remember, as it gets mighty tight. The brothers not giving an inch. 11C Hawkins might be able to pounce right in behind. 5th place, 7M Boyd White, 28A Peterson, 87 Smith, Mountford in the 14 and Blackman in the 27. That's the race order. Just 2 laps to go. And Luke McClymont, the McLeod Cranes 5M car, catching some of the lap traffic here. White flag is out, 1 to go. McClymont works the high line up at turns 1 and 2. The Westburys are still going at it for 2nd and 3rd. Getting caught out was the 11C of Hawkins. Final corner for McClymont. Oh, he catches the ruck. McClymont takes the checker and puts himself in with a great chance of this Piston Cup. A little bit of an issue there at turn 4. So an unofficial result there from heat number 2 of the 6 shooters, thanks to Whiffbill in this Piston Cup Championship. 5M Luke McClymont backs up his 2nd place in heat 1 to give himself a great chance of this championship. Takes the win from an absolute Westbury battle for 2nd and 3rd. 17R Luke Westbury picks up 2nd, 71R Boyd Westbury was 3rd. That was backing up his Heat 1 race win, so he's also in with a great shout of this Piston Cup title. 7M Royden White was 4th, 11C Kirk Hawkins will finish up 5th from 28A Laurie Peterson 6th, 87A Paul Smith was 7th, 14M Jordan Mountford was 8th, and 27A Ian Blackman will finish 9th. Quick recap on the Super Saloons, the points chase after 2 races in the Onikawa Metal Recyclers Hawke's Bay title. Firstly, we'll run through the official results from the 2nd heat. 33B Chase Rodder took the win from 81M Sam Waddell. 6B Jacob Flynn was 3rd from the 99M of Steve Walling. 49A Bodie Abrahamson was 5th from 21B Jeremy Brown. 7th was 24p Martin Hellcrow. 8th, 5B Steve Flynn. 9th, the 32p from Australia, Wayne Belk. So your points chase, and it's all about chase. 33, Chase Rodder, currently leading the meeting on 27 points with a 3-point gap back to the 6B of Jacob Flynn in second, 24p Marty Hellcrow in third, and then a big drop back to 16 points for the 21B of Jeremy Brown, who is fourth. 58p Peter Bankston, despite a DNF in Heat 2, still sits there in 5th place, and a top 6 in the points for 81M Sam Waddell. And if we look at the grid for that third Super Saloon race coming up in event 13, the 5B of Steve Flynn will start from grid position 1, but he's out of this championship. He's only got 8 points in 14th place. 49 Bodie Abrahamson will start on grid position 2. He's only on 11 points. When you go back to row 3, Wayne Belk from Australia will go from grid 3, but he's only down there in 7th position in the championship. So really the first grid that you might look at would be the 81M of Sam Waddell, who if he picked up a win could possibly still hit the podium. But it's Jacob Flynn who'll go from grid 5, who's only 3 points out of the championship at the moment. And when we look at our points leader, Chase Rodder, he's got a tough race coming from grid 11. We'll recap that again a little bit later when we get closer to that third heat. As we go Youth Mini Stocks, Heat 3, thanks to Hawke's Bay Doors. Piston Cup for Youth Mini Stocks. Quick recap of the 6 shooters. Second heat, 5M McClymont took the win from 17R Westbury, 71R Boyd Westbury, 7M Royden White, 11C Kirk Hawkins, top 6, 28A Laurie Peterson. But it's a tie in the championship. We'll talk about that later as well. Let's go racing here for the Mini Stocks. Hawke's Bay Doors, Heat 3. Oh, contact, oh, big contact on the back straight. It was the 11R car that got squeezed. Cunningham kept his foot on the gas though. Here comes the 93R of Flynn Fraser down the inside, makes a pass down the inside. Look, oh, contact, car turned around, race leader. That'll bring on a red, definitely brings on a red as we got a car up on the fence. 49 of Michaela Brown is the one that's parked up on the fence with the 88 car. That's the 88B of Memphis Trengrove. Or is it the 88H of Ethan Whitaker? It is the H. Yep. We've got 3 88 cars here tonight. Commentators love that. So it was just hard, fast racing there. I'll get that sorted out pretty quickly and we'll go back racing again. Let's have a quick look at that 6-shooter points after 2 races for the Piston Cup. Got a tie on points. 5M of Luke McClymont is currently on 18 points with the 71R of Boyd Westbury on 18. 7M Royden White is only 2 points back on 16. 17R Luke Westbury, 4th in the points on 13, with the 11C of Kirk Hawkins on 12, and the 87A Paul Smith on 11 points in 6th. 50-50 raffle. Have you got an orange star? Thanks for supporting the Napier Riding for the Disabled. We love raising money for them. It's a fantastic reason to raise money, and the girls do such a great job going around the track and raising money. It's $575, the winning prize tonight. Remember, if you win this prize, you must collect it from the pit office either during the meeting or at the completion of the racing as soon as you possibly can. $575, cold hard cash, orange star, 6262 E for Ernie. Orange star 62 E for Ernie. You've scored yourselves $575 cash. That's nice just before Christmas. You buy a few Chrissy hams with that. Who the race leader is for you as soon as they come back around across the stripes, and it did kind of change up with that incident down there at turn 2. The 88H of Whitaker on the infield. Certainly been a great night of Speedway so far, and we're yet to decide those championships. Pretty tight in those points battles. The mighty Dado, revving away as we go back green. We've got a staller on the back straight, finally gets the gear. That's the 62 car. That'll be Cage Foster. As there's problems for the 72. It's going to park up. Lachlan Melling parks up down here on... No, finds a gear. That was a smart thing by young Melling. Went to the outside so he didn't upset the race. Found a gear and was able to carry on, still looking for second gear though. 93R, Flynn Fraser, race leader. From 86, Bradley Singer. Singer's been fast this season. Where is our race leader? Just under 6 to go. There's your race leader there with Singer. Singer makes his move to the inside. Awesome looking race car for Singer in that 86 with those new colours on it. But it is Fraser that's still got the advantage in the 93R as they fly around the outside of lap traffic off turn 2. Ryan Ditmar's the fastest on the track back there in 3rd. And Ditmar's not that far back. The panel cars chasing after the 93R. 4 to go. Heat 3 mini stocks, racing for the Piston Cup, and it's getting tight. Top 3 now closing in. Was less than 0.3 of a second last time by. Here comes the 14 of Ditmar to the inside. Ditmar makes his move on Singer. Singer has to make his move to the outside. Had to get off the gas slightly, go wider as we got 3 to go. Bit of dust down there at turn 1. Flynn Fraser in front, runs a little higher off turn 2. 3 in a row. It's ducks in a row as Ditmar pops out down the inside through the ruddy stuff. No letting off that loud pedal. 2 to go. Fraser from the 93R car still in the lead. Still has a 1-car advantage. He is fast up there at turns 1 and 2. Let's see what Ditmar and Singer can do. The smoking 62 car back up to race pace. Definitely getting better as well, improving all the time, young Cage Foster. With 1 to go. The race leaders won't know where to go. Do we go outside? Do we go inside? Dittmar goes outside and he goes up high on the fence, catches the lip. That's given the gap to the race leader. They dive down into turn number 1, turn 3 and 4. And it will be the 93 RF Flynn Fraser that wins heat 3. 86 Bradley Singer will finish second. Third place for the 14 of Ryan Dittmar. 77 Macy Penn had a good drive up there in the top 4. From 66 Cullen Smith in 5th. 88 Memphis Trengrove was 6th. 11R Jack Cunningham finishes 7th. 10B Kieran Flower was 8th. 11B Tom Blair was 9th. And 12B Kate Dorwood will finish up top 10. That was Hawke's Bay Doors bringing you Youth Mini Stocks Heat 3. Up next, race 12. It is a 3-wide salute for the stock cars thanks to Onikawa Forklift Hire. Remember, if you've got an orange star on your ticket and it is number 62E for Ernie, you've just won $575. 3 wide salute stock cars, race number 2, thanks to Onikawa Forklift Hire. 42 on pole, 14 on 2, 75 on 3, that is your front row start. Oh, we've gone 2 wide here. Okay. Geez, I can't even count up to 3. So it says it was a 3 wide start. So maybe I'll go to my master grid. I don't know. So who's on pole? Let's have a look at the front row. And it is the 42. So Lauren Swift is on pole. So I guess the 14 car will be on grid 2. Anyway, it's not a 3 wide salute. We're gonna go 3 minus 1. That's what this is. It's a 3 minus 1 salute. We got another happy prize winner, and make sure you use that pickleball voucher too. It's a lot of fun. They're all happy winners. That's why we give away stuff here in the com box, because it's not just about coming here and watching racing. We like to interact with all our fans, and when we see them come up here in the box with a big happy smile, yeah, I know you've got to get out of your seat and come and walk around to the com box, but hey, why wouldn't you? Thanks to our text phone sponsors, got lots more prizes, and thanks to Meeanee Speedway Promotions, I've got a family pass to next week's meeting. It's worth $60. Santa will be here. Let's see what Lauren Swift can do on pole. Swifty on the inside. We know Lauren is fast. She finished 4th in the championship not so long ago at the Krusty 500. Scored some cash out of that deal. 14 car Jordan 80's in second spot. Here comes Ben Derrick up the inside, and the 26 car as well. Callum Shotter fires himself up into contention. Ben Derrick in the 68 car in second spot. Shiny was there in the 74. Lauren Swift is stretched away. It's a Swift 1-2. Cameron Swift running shotgun for Lauren. Royden Hines having a nightmare tonight. Parked up in heat 1, almost at the back in heat 2. Swifts go side by side. Cameron to the inside. Makes the pass, and it was a clean pass too. I want to see Lauren serve him a bumper. Ben Derrick's back there in 3rd. Come on, Lauren, get in there. I think it's Gisborne Tout back in the 78 car. I'm not 100% sure. Is Gibson in front of me anywhere around here? Don't think so. Really is a couple of contentious issues on this track. Same as what we saw 2 weeks ago, because we had heavy rain prior to our last meeting, and we're seeing the same thing this week. In fact, we had 3 times as much rain. Cameron Swift's going to have to run through the eye of a needle, and both Swifts do nicely. Cameron gets by the 78. Lauren Swift is still in contention. Lauren on the outside, but the 78 car of Tout will take her wide, drops her 2 positions. Shotter comes through in the 50, no, it's a 55. Asher Penn is back up there. Oh, running hard. Lauren Swift took the 78 car hard in the wall. Wow, we go red. Got a car on the back straight as well. Wow, I'll tell you what, the 78 car, I'm assuming it's Gibson Tout this time, was mixing it up with Lauren Swift up there at turn 2. And she lined him up down the back straight and nailed him into the wall down here at turn 4. Lauren also went in, but Lauren quickly was on the reverse, found the reverse gear and was going to get back in this race before the reds came on. Well, there is $400 stirrers money tonight. That's why they're mixing it up in this heat. Both Greg Zahn and myself keeping an eye out who we think should score the 400 cash. Just making sure they're okay. Swifty's going to get taken off the track in the 42 car, but she's definitely possibly put herself in with a shot of that money. We'll wait and see how the rest of this meeting unfolds for the stock car class. It's definitely a hard hit. There were some hard hits last week at Robertson Prestige International Speedway in the stock car teams event. It's a great meeting that you should re-stream on demand through Video Hub, in fact. It was a very, very good meeting indeed. And the Manawatu Superstock Championship, what a run-off. Back and forth between Jack Myers and Jordan Dare after they both finished level on points. Jack Myers winning his third straight in a row Manawatu Superstock title. We're just looking on the live stream footage up here in the box. You can see that the left rear rim on the 78 car has just absolutely been torn away. That was hard contact. That car was in the wars last week as well, ended up on its lid. And they actually strapped the bonnet down in the last team's race with the tie straps that they had for, I think it was the spare gearbox that was in the trailer. And they needed to strap the bonnet down, so they quickly did that just to get that car back out on the track for that third place race off against the Steelers, which the Mid-East team won. Almost 20 to 9 on the clock, and we've got, let me have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races to go, but possibly some run-offs. You never know. We could have run-offs at the end of the night. With 3 championships on the line, there's got to be one, surely. I'm going to give away a family pass to the 10th of December Santa meeting next week. That's when the Midas Midget Car Series from Western Springs comes here. The Superstars of Speedway from the Springs. And our awesome TQ Midgets will be back on the program. They really have been show stealers here this season. Hard and fast racing, 15-second lap times, some incredible dive bombing. So I'll have that family pass. I'll have some other goodies to give away with it as well. But seeing as it's a TQ meeting next week, I'll give away the Dwayne Todd 6B Efficient Moving and Storage TQ rollover photo. The one that he doesn't want anyone to see. As we go back to green, Cameron Swift, race leader, Ben Derrick back through for second place. Asher Penn with a very slow restart. The 27 car goes infield. Isaac Fothergill back out on the racetrack. Swifty leads from Derrick. Derrick takes the title line. 2 to go. Oh, cut tyre for 55 Penn. Sounded like a cut tyre, and it's not handling too good. I'll have to wait and see if it actually is a cut tyre. Definitely sounded like it. Yeah, it is. It is. Good call. Penn goes infield. 2 to go. Derrick chasing Swift. Derrick puts a bumper on the 41 of Swift. Moves him high up the racetrack on turn 2. Side by side down the back straight. Swift tries to cover the line. Derrick will try and get a bumper on him once again. Derrick turns back sooner and turns around the 41. Brilliant work right on the line. That is how you do it. Fantastic. Brilliant stock car racing. That is how it's done, race fans. That is why we love Contact Speedway. Ben Derrick, take a bow. The Harcourt 68B car. Raced and chased. I use that term a lot, but that's exactly what he did. And then got the bumper on that crucial moment. He actually had a really good turn in. He was able to hit the apex on 3, turn back up the inside, and as Swifty was coming off the turn, it was crosshairs in the sight for the 68 of Derrick. Takes the win from 91, Zane Pullen. 14, Jordan 80 with a good drive in 3rd. Cameron Swift in the 41. Long-time race leader finishes up 4th. 26, Callum Schotter was 5th. 65, Royden Hines 6th. 74, Tony Palmer was 7th. And a top 8 for the 27 of Isaac Fothergill. A little bit of water on the track as we have our final and concluding Onikawa Metal Recyclers Super Saloon Heat 3, 15 laps up next. Well-deserved round of applause there for 68 Ben Darrett taking out that heat race with stock cars. Well, it could be that time of the night when you're getting a little bit hungry and thirsty, so please make sure you take advantage of the great food stalls around the track. I'm about to give away some more goodies here in the com box as well. I've got the Meeanee Speedway Family Pass to next week's meeting on the 10th of December, the Midas Midget Car Series. TQ's on the program again for their 4th event of the season. Please make sure you check the Facebook and websites for all the updates of classes running, competitor lists, prices, start times, etc., all that sort of stuff. As well as that Meeanee Speedway Family Pass, thanks to the promoters here at Meeanee Speedway, I've got a Rosie O'Grady's Irish Pub in Taradale $20 voucher. It's a great place, real cool looking bar, all that old antique stained wood that you would expect from a Irish bar, and one of those really cool 6B Dwayne Todd TQ rollover photos thanks to B-Dub Photography. It's a cool photo and he doesn't want anyone to see it, but we've got one and we're going to give it away. So Family Pass, Rosie O'Grady's Irish Pub Taradale, $20 voucher thanks to Sam. He's a great supporter of Speedway, loves his Speedway. And that cool photo thanks to B-Dub Photography. Just name one of the open wheel classes racing next weekend. Just one of the 2 open classes racing next weekend. Text it in, you could be another great winner here tonight. Here we go, race fans, the decider. Heat 3, Onikawa Metal Recyclers, Hawke's Bay Super Saloon Championship. 33B Chase Rodder currently has a 3-point advantage. He's on 27. 6B Jacob Flynn on 24. 24P Martin Holbrook on 23. 21B Jeremy Brown on 16. 58P Peter Bengston has 15. And a top 6. It's a joint position for 81M Sam Waddell and 32 Wayne Belt from Australia, both on 14. The grid, the 5 of Steve Flynn goes from 1. We've just been told, scratch number 5. Steve Flynn, the 10-time champion, is out. 27P, Joe Ingram, is out. And the 85M as well of Dan Pollock, out. 3 cars gone. So, sitting there on his own, on the front row on grid 2 will be the 49A of Bodie Abrahamson, who's basically really out of this championship. 32 Wayne Belt from Australia will go from 3. 81 of Sam Waddell will go from grid 4. Second in points, 6B, Jacob Flynn on 5. Gap on 6, so grid number 7 will be the 95 of Graham Strong. Grid number 8 for one of the contenders of the title, the 24P of Martin Holcrow. He's only 4 points out of this championship at the moment. Your championship leader, 33, Chase Rodder, goes from grid 11. 58P, the Danger Man. Peter Bengston goes from 12. Grid 13 for the 99M of Steve Walling. And grid 14, 42P, Danielle Halcrow. Here we go, the chalk line is laid, the lights are out. The decider, who will win the Hawke's Bay title for 22-23 season, as they explode off the line. Abrahamson on the outside, Waddell looks for the high line as well. Peter Bexton's right up high. Jeremy Brown struggling at the back in the 21. Panel damage for Martin Elcrow. Oh, where's Bexton? Oh, they park up down here on turn 3. So straight away, the cautions come on. Interesting corner there for the 21 of Jeremy Brown, the 24 of Martin Helcrow, who basically looked like he got forced to the infield down the back straight. You can see the fiberglass off the back of the 24. He parks it up down here at 3. And then the 42 of Danielle Helcrow, looking for forward gears, trying to get restarted in the 42 car. Outside flat for the 21 of Jeremy Brown, the young rookie, is gone. Already a high attrition rate with the 3 non-starters. Now Marty Helcrow will be looking for a restart here, a full restart, because he's a championship contender. Helcrow sitting in 3rd place in the points. He's only 4 points out of the championship. Could a new Flynn put his name on this championship? Both Grant and Steve having picked up this championship. I'm not sure if Mike Flynn has won it. Surely he must have at some stage in his illustrious career. Martin Helcrow is in field. I told you that it could take 2 races to get on the podium. It's certainly looking that way. And you know the way it's going, someone that's done 2 races could win the championship still. That is the beauty of this format. It's just not over until it's over. What can Bexton do? Can he put 12, 15 good laps together in that 52 car? Because a win, to back up his Heat 1 win, could fire him up to that podium. Either way, he'll be one of the last guys still in the club rooms tonight, I guarantee it. Coming down to face a restart this time. Gap on grid position 1, 49A, Bodie Abramson on the outside on 2. Then it's Wayne Belk from Australia on 3, Waddell on 4, Jacob Flynn on 5 as they drop the green this time. Abramson gets the jump. Sam Waddell attacks straight to the inside. Waddell makes his move, goes through for the race lead. Waddell fires it into turn 3. Jacob Flynn's up in 3rd. Is that enough for a championship for Jacob Flynn? It's all about where Chase Rodder can finish up. We did hear before this race he may have some overheating issues. And certainly Waddell from Abramson, from Jacob Flynn. Bell getting better in that 32 car. Graham Strong struggling in the 95. Behind the 95 is the 33 of Chase Rodder, then the 99 of Steve Walling. Abramson trying to stay with the 81 of Waddell. 12 laps to go. Rodder racing yet. Chase Rodder is desperately trying to stay within touching distance. He can't afford to let the 6 of Flynn get too many points on him. Wayne Belk really is starting to get the grips in that 32 car. But look how impressive Sam Waddell is right now, lifting that inside left. Abramson's chasing him down. It's almost the length of that back straight, the gap between 2nd and 3rd. Chase Rodder desperately trying to hold on to that position from 99. Steve Walling's going to work him over. 10 laps to go. It's a straight shootout between the 2 drivers out in front with Abramson. matching the pace of the race leader. In fact, he was 1/1000th faster that time. Riddell running that mid-track line up on the smooth stuff. A little bit of grip out there. Again, you see the 99. Walling works the inside on Rodder. Rodder has to desperately hold him out. I possibly think this would be enough for Jacob Flynn, though. He might just have enough by a point. Or are they equal? We've lost the 95 with Graham Strong. He was in 5th place. Walling has got by Chase Rodder. That could be a championship point lost right there. 6 laps to go. Waddell will catch up to the 42 of Danielle Halcrow shortly. So we are 2/3 race distance. Is Waddell doing enough to put himself on the podium? Throws it sideways around the outside of the 42. Halcrow stays down low. 4 to go. Chase Rodder just doesn't seem to have the pace in the race car in this 3rd heat. Down the back straight they go again. Still Waddell with the advantage. 2 to go. Very strung out race this one. Tractor's gone away a little bit. Waddell in front. Abrahamson 2nd place. Crucially there in 3rd, the 6 of Flynn. 1 lap to go. Waddell will be wishing he had this car early on in Heat 1. Chassis issues with the 18 car. Given dispensation to run the 81. They pulled it out of the trailer. And he's had a 2nd and a win in it. Takes the 3rd and final heat. .49. Bodie Abrahamson will finish up 2nd. 6B Jacob Flynn 3rd. 32. Wayne Belk will finish 4th. 99M Steve Walling was 5th. 33B Chase Rodder was 6th. 7th place will go to the 42P of Danielle Halcrow. Quickly work out some provisionals. We'll be back with you shortly. Just a quick provisional tally of points after Heat 3 for the only car on Metal Recyclers Hawke's Bay Super Saloon Championship. Provisionally, it looks like the 81M of Sam Waddell will finish up in 3rd on 29 points. Remember, that was from 2 completed heat races. But possibly at this stage, provisionally, looks like a runoff for the championship. 2 drivers tied on 37. And pleased to say it's going to be a title that'll stay in the bay, and it'll be between the 33 of Chase Rodder and the 6B of Jacob Flynn. Neither driver has won a Hawke's Bay title before. Feature race Superstocks, thanks to SP Engineering, over 10 laps. These drivers will earn themselves the right to a feature race winner sticker tonight as well. Solison meeting the sandwich. Looks like it is the 235G Regan Penn that comes through to take the lead. Penn does a big slide job on a greasy track right up high where the dirt is. Loveridge slips through on the inside. Tollison gives him a nudge and goes through for second place. Now Glennie in the 47 Jacques City sidecar looks for a run. Definitely a greasy racetrack. You can see them sliding across the corner and not around it. Penn so good at keeping the wheels in line in that 235. Tollison in the wall. Two cars in the wall there with Glennie making contact with the 46 of Quinn Ryan. Keegan Bunce in the 48 car goes to the infield. No Stanaway in that race, not sure why. Again, Zach Glennie in that 47 car makes his move down the inside, makes the pass on Loveridge. 52, Regan O'Brien is up there in the top 5. Then it's 6th place at the moment for 99, Jacob Buckrill. O'Brien puts the squeeze on the 47 at Glennie. Sparks flying from the side of the 16 car. Oh, I don't know what Regan O'Brien was up to. He went straight to the infield, went through that mud puddle. Might have some overheating issues. Definitely a bit of a hole developing there on the exit of turn 4. Still Regan Penn is the race leader. Fastest on the track though. 18.76 for 47 Zach Glennie. Ben Milne just caught that rut as well. We'll be hoping for some dry weather next week so that we can put on our usual high grade track for those open wheelers. Sliding wide, Shane McGrail. Glennie goes through on the inside, the 47 car, so too does Loveridge. Young Jacob Buckrill in the 99 car, working down the inside. Regan Penn's just in a class of his own. Driving away. Ben Milne again posting fast time, 18.1 seconds. Actually closing it. No, he isn't. 10 is just stretching away. It's Bunsen at 48 that's in behind. 1 to go. Dead's panel meter 76 and Milne's in third. Great scrap developing for third place now. Loveridge currently occupies that spot. Jacob Buckrook's moved up. Glennie's gone back too. Despite posting fast laps, Glennie's dropped 2 positions. Second straight race win for 2:35. Regan Penn wins the feature. Second place across the line, 76 of Ben Milne. 16B, Brett Loveridge will pick up third from 47B, Zach Glennie. 99B, Jacob Buckle fifth. 11B, Matt Titter is top 6. Well, Regan Penn, the class of the night for Superstocks, and earns the right to put the Meeanee Speedway feature race winner badge on the side of that car. Six-shooter feature is up next, and that is Alexander Electric bringing you that race of 15 laps. That is your decider for the Piston Cup for six-shooters. Another well-earned chicken flag there for the 235 of Regan Penn. He really is a class driver, taking the Superstocks pretty quickly. 81M Sam Waddell confirmed as your Heat 3 winner for Super Saloons from 49A Bodie Abrahamson in second. 6B Jacob Flynn third. 32 Wayne Belt from Australia in fourth. 99M Steve Walling fifth. 33B Chase Rodder finishing in sixth place, and because of that, 6B Jacob Flynn, 33B Chase Rodder, both tying on 37 points with a runoff for the championship. The deciding race over 15 laps for the Piston Cup for six shooters. Starting on pole position, 71R Boyd Westbury. Grid number 2, the 5 car of Luke McClymont from the Mount. Grid 3 is the 7M of Royden White. Grid 4, the 17R Luke Westbury. Grid 5 for the 11 from Christchurch, Kirk Hawkins. Grid number 6, the 87 car from Auckland of Paul Smith. Grid 7 is the 28 from Auckland of Laurie Peterson with a grid 8 start for the 27A of Ian Blackman. Grid 9 right off the back, the 14M of Jordan Mountford. 15 laps for a debut inaugural Piston Cup champion for 6 shooters. Coming down to face the chalk line this time. Can McClymont make the start on the outside? Both race winners on the front row. They throw the green this time. It's an even break. McClymont's going to have to work hard around the outside and gets hard on the gas. Fires it round the outside to the front. Down the back straight they go. 6-shooter heaven. McLeod fencing. Race leader, McClymont. Westbury in the 71R in second place. He's going to have to try and chase down McClymont. Third place is Royden White in the 7M. The McLeod Cranes car is your race leader. And they are fast tonight in this third heat. 16.2 for McClymont. 16.5 Westbury. McClymont's fastest on the track in these early laps. He's got to be wheel perfect. They're running that mid-track line just to avoid that issue there on turn 4. White in the 7M car is the only one who really ran through that in the top 3. Oh, McClymont makes a huge mistake up at turn 2. That could have turned nasty. He got straight back on the gas. It has given Westbury a second win, trying to close in now. Posted a faster lap than the race leader. There's the challenge up the inside for 5th place. That's the 87A of Smith and 11C of Hawkins. 10 to go. We're 5 laps into this feature race already. Which of these drivers will get to put the sticker on the side of the tail tank tonight? Another lap completed with 9 to go. The gap is 0.7 of a second. McClymont was 1/10 faster. Well, it wasn't even 1/10, more like half a 10. Looked like a good lap that time for Westbury in second place. No, but even so, he was still half a 10th slower. McClymont slowly opening up that gap to 0.8. Just on half race distance. See the side bite, catching these drivers out. 16.29 for McClymont. Here's the battle for the minor spots further back. The 7M car is in third at the moment though. Royden White holding out the 17R of Luke Westbury. Luke has got quicker in that 17R car as the meeting has gone on. We've got a car that has spun to the infield, fortunately out of harm's way, and looking to rejoin the race at the rear of the field and keep us under green racing conditions. Well, they're going to catch the back of that 14 car in a moment. Jordan Mountford definitely not really up to race pace, and they are starting to work their way through the lap traffic. And with 4 laps to go, we're at the sharp end of this race. The Piston Cup for 6 shooters comes down to the final 4. But McClymont's just been too strong. He made that start off the outside, got away from the 71R of Westbury, and Westbury hasn't been able to match the pace. He's 1.8 seconds back. Oh, another mistake there for McClymont. Anxious moments from the crew watching from the sideline. 2 to go. 800 metres for a debut 6-shooter championship here at Meeanee Speedway. I picked the right driver to interview before the meeting. You can watch that back on Kiwi Motorsport Media. And with the white flag out, it's 1 to go now for McClymont. The gap is 1.7 seconds. He can afford to relax a little bit. Westbury was not going to catch him. Through the final turn, Luke McClymont is going to win the Piston Cup. 71R Westbury for second. 7M Royden White will finish up on the podium. it's certainly been great having the 6 shooters here. And well done, Luke McClymont, taking the inaugural Piston Cup Championship.
Voxley.
There's a reason she's alone. You can't pin her down because no one needs her home and needs her around. She says there's beauty in the hills, drip in the sky. So don't be sad because I'm wrong. It keeps me alive. To impress her, it's too damn hard. To stay loyal without going too far. If I see her again, promise I won't cry.
007 paintball pit gate locked and loaded as we get ready for the fourth and final mini stock race to decide, possibly decide an outright winner for this Piston Cup. Brought to you by, let's have a look here, Youth Mini Stocks. 007 Paintball is the sponsor. Still waiting to confirm the runoff for the Super Saloons. Just a slight issue on those points at the moment. We'll confirm the drivers that are in that runoff. Currently meeting leader in the Mini Stocks Piston Cup, just by 1 point, is the 88R of Cohen Wright. R car as your race leader, Flynn Fraser. Right in with a chance of this championship as well. Just 2 points out of the title chase from the 88 R car of Cohen Wright. We've got a car that has spun down here on turn 3. We'll wait and see if that brings on a red or a caution. Wow, hear the revs. Still got that car sitting on the pole line. They file by 3 wide. Cohen Wright is currently down there in 10th place. That's the car to keep an eye on as the reds come on. And drivers just trying to inch as far forward as they can right now. A confirmation for the only car with Metal Recyclers Hawke's Bay Super Saloons. There was to be a runoff. We'll tell you who third place. The 81M of Sam Waddell. And there was a tie on points between the 33B of Chase Rodder and 6B of Jacob Flynn, as I said earlier. But there is an issue, mechanical issue, overheating issue for 33B Chase Rodder. He has elected not to do the runoff. That gives an inaugural debut Hawke's Bay title to the 6 of Jacob Flynn. What a season that young man is having. He won the Lucas Oil Series, he won the feature race at Palmerston North on opening night. He won the feature race here on our opener just a day later. He won the feature race here 2 weeks after that. He's been third on the podium at Western Springs last week. He's now Hawke's Bay champion. Let's go mini stop racing. The mighty Dado revving the 1200s. Fraser is flying in that 93 car. He wants this piston car. And so does Cohen Wright. Keep an eye on the 88R car. Where is Cohen? How far back is he now? Flying down the inside of the 67 car of Lucas Taylor. He could be up as high as top 7 at the moment. He's 8th. He's got to do more than that. He's only just 1 point in front of Fraser in the 93R. Could be a big night for Rotorua. Singer's also up there. 98 Butcher. Butcher's up into 7th. And Butcher came into this just 4 points out of the title. As we will have 4 to go. Fraser's still out in front, the 93R car. 86 Bradley Singer's in 2nd. 48B Riley McLaughlin is 3rd. 10B Kieran Flowers in 4th. 77 Macy Penn again. Macy's having a not good night in 5th. Wright needs 3 more places. He only has a 2-point gap. He needs 3 more spots to win this championship. And he's trying to get by title contender 98 Deegan Butcher. They will work their way through lap traffic, and laps are ticking by with 2.5 to go. Fraser's about to make that 2 as he comes down to face the stripe. It's all about the 88 of Cohen Wright. Side by side with Butcher. Makes the pass on the 98 car. Now we'll look to line up the 11R of Cunningham. The Rotorua cars are on the gas hard in this 4th heat of the piston car. Diving to the outside. Cohen Wright's been caught up in behind. He's had to get off the gas. Macy Penn has drifted high. 1 to go. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go for Fraser. He's doing absolutely everything. Oh, contact. Riley McLaughlin gets spun. Fraser's going to win. He'll win the 4th heat. Has he done enough for the championship? Singer finishes up in 2nd. Cohen Wright's 3rd. Cohen Wright across the line for 3rd, but we'll await confirmation. Fraser, the 93R car, with a storming win in heat number 4. 007 paintball, sponsored heat 4 for this piston car. 86B Bradley Singer 2nd. Has he done enough for a podium? 88R Cohen Wright literally came from nowhere in those final 2 laps. 77. Macy Penn finishes up in 4th. Macy's definitely in contention for driver of the night. I'll have to figure that out, look through some results. 11R Cunningham in 5th. 98 Deegan Butcher in 6th. 10B Kieran Flowers 7th. 88 Memphis Trent Grove for a top 8. One race to go, one final heat, but possibly, provisionally at the moment, possibly a run-off for that Piston Cup Mini Stock Championship. But before that, we'll go to event 18 on your program. Stock car feature, 10 laps, up next. Still that $400 Stirrers money up for grabs. Stocks to find out if we do have that runoff for the Piston Cup. A bit of moving. Still got the $400 Stirrers money thanks to Pakawhai Autos and Hughesy's Chicken Shack. Early race lead for 55, Asher Penn. Bradley Penn running in second place. Young Brad is starting to get quicker in that race car. B car, Bradley Penn using the bumper on the 91 of St. Pullen. 27 of Isaac Fothergill spins himself round here on turn 3. He just got out of the way of the chasing pack as they come thundering through. Derek down the inside. Cameron Swift now using the bumpers on the back of Derek. Royden Hine gunning on the 26 car of Callum Shotter. Asher Penn out in front. Could this be her debut win in a stock car? We know how good that young lady was in mini stocks. She certainly transferred that style over to the stock car class. Look at that, just effortlessly go by lap traffic. Zane Pullen moves up into second spot from 26, Callum Shotter. 5B, Bradley Pence dropped down to fourth. Royden Hine gets into the side of, just try and pick up the number of that car. Tow truck's in the way for me, I can't see. Contact off turn 4. 26 it was that got taken round. Royden Hine put the hit on the 26 of Shotter. As laps tick by for Asher Penn, going for a debut stock car race win. 2 cars in the fence up the top. 41 Cameron Swift, contact with the 48 of Scott Gallup. Ben Derrick put someone in the fence up at turn number 1. Looks like it was Gemma Holloway. Is it the 74 or the 14? 74 of, yep, 74 car there of Tony Palmer. It was that was in the fence. Jordan Meeanee's in the 14 car. Asher Penn continuing on. She was fastest in that race. Asher Penn with 1 lap to go. Coming under attack from that 14 car. 80 going side by side with Asher Penn. Dives to the inside, not with Asher Penn, that's with the 26 car. The 5 car Bradley Penn gets turned, race done. Asher Penn has got a debut win. Bradley Penn got spun on the final lap. And Asher Penn has won her first ever stock car race here. It didn't take the young lady long to figure it out. A win for the 55, 91 Zane Pullen second, 14 Jordan 80 third, 65 Royden Hine fourth, 27 Isaac Fothergill was fifth, and a top 6 for 41 Cameron Swift. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll wait for those points for the Piston Cup for mini stocks, and we'll be able to confirm if there is a runoff for that championship. Here's a little bit of music from our radio sponsor, The Rock. It all comes down to this, race fans, a runoff, 4-lap runoff for a Piston Cup Championship. And it's going to go to Rotorua either way. 88R Cohen Wright up against the 93R Flint Fraser.
Can I have the sign off to the production, please? My sign off to the production, please.
Confirmed as third in the championship. First Hawke's Bay car tonight as well in the Piston Cup, and our mini stock driver of the night, the 86B of Bradley Singer. It's all about these two. 88R Cohen Wright, 93R Flynn Fraser. Rotorua club mates, neither will give an inch. Right on the inside, Fraser on the outside. Comes down to 4 laps. We saw a stunning runoff for our last championship. As they drop the green this time, Fraser gets a good start on the outside. Cohen Wright runs side by side with him and slightly have an advantage down into turn 1. Wright leads through on the opening lap. Fraser's going to have to chase. Nothing in it down the back straight between these two young drivers. Stars of the future for sure. Cohen Wright, he came here with a mission. He's already podiumed and won championships at this track before, and he continues on that success. Lap number 2, slightly opening up a gap. Cohen Wright with about 3 car lengths. Half race distance in the runoff. Has Cohen Wright done enough already? Cohen Wright has the advantage. Flynn Fraser, I don't think he's got any answer to the 88 car. With the white flag out, 1 to go. Let's have a look at the lap times. 20.38 versus 20.85. Wright was half a second quicker. He's opened the gap out to 1 second. Just needs half a lap, well perfect, and he'll bring home a Piston Cup Mini Stock Championship. Final corner with the drone flying right behind him to salute him across the line for a checkered flag and a Piston Cup win. And you can see there, snaking it past the line. Jubilation for that championship winner, for the 88R of Cohen Wright, taking the title with a 1-2 from the Rotorua drivers. 93R Flynn Fraser second, and our very own 86B Bradley Singer for third. There you go, race fans. That'll conclude a great night of Speedway here at Meeanee. Remember, our next meeting is just 7 days away. It's a big one, the Midas Midget Car Series. The superstars of open wheel racing from Western Springs will be in the house. Don't miss that one. And the TQs, plus all the other associated classes as well. Check out the website, Facebook pages for updates. Well done to our competition winners. If you're driving back out of town tonight, please be safe on the roads. And you are, of course, all welcome to come and celebrate our champions tonight in the Hawke's Bay Speedway Club rooms. Good night.
Pieces of my heart, pieces of my heart, all for you, all for you, all for you, all for you. And I often wondered, would I ever feel the same? I wanna love again, like a prisoner. Now won't you free me from this place? Wanna love again. I'm still in pieces. Tell me what you're gonna do.